Oh, hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Hello. What day is it today? I don't even know. I know it's like an important day, isn't it? It's like it's Tuesday. I mean, it's not like an important day, but it's like it's a day. Hello, everyone. So who do we got here? Who do we got? We got Antifa U. So we got Doug. Hello, Doug. Oh, really? They released Project 2026? Oh, Jesus Christ. That sounds bad. That sounds like a horrible sequel. I don't know if I want to see that. Okay, I mean the document. Maybe we can look at it. All right. Who else we got here? We got okay, I'll take that's great, Doug. I will take a look at that. That looks fascinating. Outer Signal, hello, Outer Signal. Have you noticed, Doug, how everyone now says woot woot when they come in chat? And you started that, Doug. I think it was you that started that, Doug. Okay. Hello, Victoria. Meowzord. Hello, Meowzord. Sir Bartholomew. Pancake is here. Um, is it really Meowzord? Today's International Anti-Corruption Day? I did not know that. Probably because of of the corruption or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. That's fantastic. Okay. I know you are, Doug. You are. Hello, Global. Okay. Um, yeah, you're right. December 8th is the Catholic Feast of the Immaculate Conception. Which is yesterday, right? Yesterday was the feast of the Immaculate Conception, which I thought is anyway. It was a funny thing to celebrate, I guess. Um, anyway, well, never mind. It's not funny. I'll be quiet. Let my inner ex-Catholic atheism rest. Okay. Um, was it G Soup? I don't know. Hello, G Soup. Um, yes, I okay. NP Klerner, I have not. However, is it the one with Nick Fuentes? Because I saw it. I haven't watched it yet. Is it good? Uh, really? Okay. I need to see. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Pancake. International Day of Remembrance and Dignity of the Victims of Genocide and the Preventions of this Crime. Okay, I know Meowser just mentioned it being Genocide Prevention Day. Fantastic. Okay, well, I should have done something on that. Um, though, as I have said before, folks, sorry, I'm eating lunch while I'm talking to all of you. One of the ways to prevent genocide is to have education that is humanizing. Remember, we talked about Paulo Freire. Um, and make sure that everyone acknowledges our shared humanity, etc. Constantly remind people of their shared humanity, etc. There's more to it than that, but yeah, okay. All right. Oh, we have a few things to talk about today. First of all, as always, one super chat or 200 bits on Twitch, we get the Jester hat, or one, I guess, Amazon Prime subscription. You get the Jester hat. If we get three, we get the collar. Uh, exactly, MP Klerner. Okay. If we get to five, so three is the collar. If we get to five, um, we will do a what did I say we'd do at five? I can't even remember. Oh, makeup. I'll put on the makeup. If we get to seven, I will stream for an extra 30 minutes. And if we get to 10, we'll do a Jester After Dark stream tonight, okay? Um, Thank you, Cheese Soup. Okay, debut of Charlie Brown Christmas and the eradication of smallpox was a very good thing, obviously. So that's fantastic. I'm surprised it hasn't come back yet, though, because of all the anti-vax stuff out there. Okay, so guys, we got a few things to do today. First of all, back when I started doing these live streams, I did a presentation on the hidden curriculum. I did not have nearly as many people watching me, though. So some of you, a very few of you, may remember this presentation from way back when. I'm redoing it, but I added stuff to it, so it's not. If you've already seen the first part of it about the hidden curriculum, I've added some stuff to the end that I haven't talked about before. But for the sake of reminder for other folks who haven't seen it, I mean, yeah, for the sake of people who haven't seen it, I'm just doing that first part again. It doesn't take too long though, and then I'll do then the next part I haven't talked about. Okay, so Just wanted to throw that out there. I guess it's a rerun. Not really a rerun, but, okay, oh, that's right, Macy, you remember. Macy was here at the beginning, okay. So Macy, there will be a little extra at the end, so, and also this one looks prettier, this presentation looks prettier. Then, guys, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about, okay? But I only just saw the video of that woman yelling at the Somali people at the Cinnabon. I mean, oh my god, uh can we just take a moment to think about that headline? Or it's not really a headline, but that story, even the words I just said, a woman yelling at Somalis, a Cinnabon employee. Okay, so I thought we could watch it. I thought it's crazy. I know it's not that important, but it's just kind of crazy. And then we have some news to cover. For example, Donald Trump saying he's going to give farmers a massive bailout worth $12 billion, I believe, to make up for the tariffs that has been doing damage to them. So that's interesting. Um, oh, fantastic, Pancake. Oh, I love the history there. That's fantastic. Yep, and now she's raised over $100,000. Maybe I'll do a stream sometime on Lek. Yeah, that's really cool, Pancake. Okay, my history brain is going crazy there. So there was that. We also have there's some weirdness going on. I'm not too into drama slop shit, right? Um, but like, uh, there's some weird stuff happening, I guess, on the right wing when it comes to accusing people of being gay or okay, you'll see what I mean. Okay, yeah, exactly, cheese soup. I am trust me, folks. We'll talk about the bailout. Mm, so anyway, but so there's a bunch of weird stuff going on. We'll talk about the weird stuff there. Hello, AMA Gaming, with Milo Yiannopoulos, who you all know, many of you know, the monster himself, who's been saying some weird shit. It's just okay. It's a cluster F. Okay, the whole world right now is a cluster F. Let's put it that way. And we'll probably talk about AMA. So we'll talk about some of this shit. And But first, as always, folks, let us do our presentation to begin, or shall we? Shall we do our presentation to begin? Now, as many of you know, oops, okay. As many of you know, uh, yeah, agreed, Fox Emblem, actually. Okay, so if as many of you know, if you didn't know, because I'm always talking about it for some reason, it's like a compulsion. I am trained as a teacher. I was a teacher for many years. Okay. Um, if I fall off the no, me too, AMA. Okay, but they're better off screaming the word and starting a go. Oh, totally, Meowser, totally. Okay, totally. Um, so what did I teach? I taught social studies. So I taught um, history, American history, world history, personal finance. I've taught sociology. I've taught psychology. I've taught a whole bunch of different crap. Okay, exactly, cheese soup. Okay, yeah. So I've taught adults. I taught in grad school as a TA. Yeah, I love teaching, but that's kind of why I'm here. I'm teaching all of you now. Okay, so let's talk really fast. So, okay, as I was saying, I have not taught Scientology soup cheese. Unfortunately, I would really love to communicate with whatever those weird. I don't even know what they believe. Some weird stuff. Okay. Um. In your groove. So technically, I guess I said world history, global history. I did not teach it that way, but you obviously know what you're talking about in your groove because absolutely, in a lot of curriculums, it is structured in a very Western centric way. I did not do it that way, but yes, okay. And I actually kind of would get in trouble for not fully adhering to the curriculum sometimes. But anyway, that's a different thing. Okay. So hello, Plant Sunshine. All right, guys. So I don't blame you in your groove. Okay, it's a lot of people's experience still. So the hidden curriculum. Now, as I was saying, I was a teacher, so I have some complaints about this idea, the hidden curriculum. Some of it I completely agree with. Other things I have a bias on, and so I'm still going to tell you about it, obviously. But just know, please disagree with me. Or it's okay if you completely agree with it. I may not agree. That doesn't mean I'm right. It's sort of a bias thing because a lot of the idea of the hidden curriculum is I think it tends to demonize a lot of education and things like that. Does it mean it's wrong? No. But anyway, I'm letting you know my bias in advance. But I'm showing you it anyway because I still think it's super important and because I do think it has some really good points. Okay. So um, uh, let's talk about the hidden curriculum. And I should let's begin. So boss, isn't my presentation pretty too? I like it. It looks so okay. So if you want to read more about this, there's a book called Dumbing Us Down by John Taylor Gatto. I I I would not read anything else of John Taylor Gatto's. Just read Dumbing Us Down. He is a libertarian. I do not agree with him politically on almost anything. I do not agree with him on most of the things he says most of the time. I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but this book he did wasn't bad. Dumbing Us Down, where he talks about the hidden curriculum, and I know it's not bad because when I read it, I made sure to check all the sources, and they were sound. So he is not, at least in this book, his it's fact based, so I am not too worried about his ideology in it, even though you can tell it does match up with his ideology. But just be aware, even though I'm putting his name up here, don't fully trust what he has to say. But Dumbing Us Down is a good book. Okay. All right. And I don't mean a libertarian socialist. I mean like, you know, uh I mean like, libertarian, like right wing libertarian. Okay. All right. Hello, Matt Saiga. Did I say hi to you, Matt Saiga? Uh, I know, Macy. Okay, I know. I'm a nerd. You know me, Macy. I got you. Okay, so let's continue. So what's the hidden curriculum? So first let me say it's a hidden curriculum. These are the things that you learn in school that you don't know that you're learning. It is the hidden thing, ways of behaving, acting that you're taught in school that you don't know that you're learning. Okay. I think it is super important to teach this to people because when you become an adult, you really ought to let people know kind of what they were learning without them knowing, and it's not like it's done on purpose. When I was becoming a teacher, I was never, taught that I was teaching these things. You learn these things in the basis of how a school is structured, okay? So, it's not like teachers know that they're teaching these things, it's just how we structure schools, you learn these things. Okay. So the first part of the hidden curriculum is that it's confusing. It confuses students. There you go, Jonas. We'll get there. Okay. Um, it confuses students. What do I mean by that? Well, so it teaches students confusion. So I am presented an incoherent, I say I as in like if I'm a student, I am presented an incoherent ensemble of information that I need to memorize to stay in school. Apart from the tests and trials, this programming is similar to the television. It fills almost all my free time. I see and hear things only to forget it again after I've been assessed. Okay. It's confusing. There's also no, like, you learn a bunch of random things and then you never really get to connect them together. There's no class in which you sit down and be like, okay, how do all these things connect together? And okay, you kind of and obviously we're generalizing here, folks. There are teachers in schools that do this stuff really well, but okay, it's confusing, right? How schools are structured. Every class is separate. There you go, Macy. Like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So what, right? What implication does that have, right? It's not really clear. You now know that fact, but what does that mean? Like, what? Why do we? Okay, so it can be the hidden curriculum is confused. It confuses students, right? That's part of it. You get taught to be confused. Okay. All right. Next one here. It teaches you. Schooling or the regular sort of schooling system teaches you to accept your class affiliation. So think about this, folks. And by class, yes, I mean class like a social or economic class. So, like poor, or I say working class, middle class. The middle class is basically working class. Okay, this is complicated, but your class affiliation. Okay, so think about this. You're in a certain, literally, they're called class, or it may not be. Different countries may call it different things. And then, in order to rise up to the next class, you have to do what these authority figures tell you to do, right? Okay. You have to basically do what the authority figures tell you to do, or you won't rise up to the next class. Okay. You need to work hard, work hard, work hard, do what the authority figures tell you to do, and then maybe you'll rise up to the next class. And then maybe after that, you'll rise up to the next class. And there are class members above you and class members below you, and there's sort of a structure of class. And then a lot of times, if you guys remember being in school, these different classes look down on each other. So the freshmen are like kind of looked down upon, and then you have like the seniors who even the teachers like often look up at and are like, oh well, they're the goal. Okay. Okay, you knew what I mean? So, like, class you're taught class. Uh, uh, exactly, Meowsword, okay? Um, okay, right, now, also, I should point something else out about this, okay? And, again, I do not I am not a historian of education. I would have to look into why, anyway, the I like, so, anyway, so class, right? You're kinda taught this informal class sort of thing, right? Uh, okay, interesting, right? There you go. And you know what, Jonas? That is a very good point. We also have like like for example, you will have I don't know if anyone's ever been in like an accelerated or an AP class. There's all these different words for them versus a standard class or like a gifted class. You also get these different classes of like a special like people who are higher performers, they get their own special class, and then you have lower performers who get a different class, which I really hate as a teacher. I hate that's one of the things I do not agree with. I think everyone should be in the same class at all times. I don't like differentiating people, and if they are in the same class, just give you can give them slightly different work if you need to, but keep them in the same room. Don't divide people based off of success and things like that. Anyway, that's my opinion, but anyway, so you get taught a class affiliation, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. It makes students indifferent. It makes students really indifferent about learning. It does. It makes them not really interested in learning. Because if I am here just to get good marks, and then move on, why should I care about what I'm learning? Right? Is there really any incentive to explore what I'm learning further since it has no impact on my current class standing? Right? Like what it basically you learn for the sake of taking tests and adhering to what authority figures um, yeah, this is so complicated, Meowsword. That is a really good question. Would it be okay to be if it's self-enrollment? Yes, Meowsword. I would say so, Meowsword. Now, I will say, Meowsword, I was in a school once where the AP and standard students were all in the same classroom, and I really like that idea. I think you and the standards were the same for all of them. It's just that some of them didn't take the AP test if they didn't want to. So I think you can do it that way. Like, I think everyone should be held to the same standards, and then you can decide whether to take the test, right, Meowsword? Now, that doesn't always work, as you can guess, Meowsword, but we just need different ways of doing it, in my opinion. Um, okay. Okay. So do you see what I mean? Like, there's no incentive to go out, learn things out of the box. Like, it makes you kind of indifferent to your education because it's just stuff that you have to learn to pass a test. Oh my God, I totally, Jonas. I cannot stand the focus on standardized testing and crap like that. It is so bad. It makes people super indifferent. Um, yeah, okay. It's bad. So it has no impact on my okay, so you see what I mean? It makes you indifferent to what you're learning. Um, because as long as the authority figure is telling you you're doing well, it doesn't really matter what you're learning because okay, moving on. It makes students emotionally dependent on authority figures. It does. All right. My teacher decides for me when I should feel proud, when I should feel ashamed, when I should feel guilty, or when I should be content with my work, or when I should be self-critical. Now, folks, I got to tell you, um, I think a lot of us, even as adults, still feel this. Sometimes, like if an authority figure at our workplace, wherever it may be, it tells us we should be feeling a certain way, we start feeling that way. That there are a lot of reasons for that. I used to feel it too. Okay. But they definitely kind of push it on you in school. Like, if a teacher's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Isn't that kind of a weird now, I get it. I get it. Like, there are certain I now this is where I kind of agree with John Taylor Gatto. Like, I do think it's important to teach some level of shame for, like, misbehaving and being, an asshole around other human beings. And it is important that people learn to be proud of themselves when they've worked really hard on something and accomplished something. But you can also see that there can be negative effects to this, right? Okay. Um, Yep. Oh, exactly, Pancake. Exactly. I remember back in primary school, we had a special needs class. Um, okay, for special needs class, it was called Class A. Many students would specifically find such kids from those classes and bully them because they were different and separated. Yep, exactly. A Pancake. I agree, and that's why I think all kids should be in the same class. And honestly, um, I've only been at one school where they did that, and it worked great, and I loved it. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Um, there's also a lot of psychological studies that show that if you have high standards for everyone, people will try to meet those standards. So if you have a class that's like special needs, the kids in those class will feel like, well, we're not as good, so we don't need to accomplish as much. You see what I mean? It's bad for their self-esteem. It's bad for their ability to learn because they don't feel like they need to do much because they feel like, well, I'm not going to be able to do well anyways. You see what I mean? Yeah, okay. All right. So, emotional dependence upon authority figures, right? Uh, you should feel bad when you do this. You should feel good when you do this. Like I said, I think he goes too far with it. I think it is a bit important to somewhat teach students, like, to feel certain ways if they do things that are bad for people, right? But again, we could debate that. Meowsword, the teacher classroom domain versus the student classroom. Like that, yes. And Meowsword, I really like that approach. So Meowsword is talking about how in a lot of Eastern Asian countries, the Southeast Asian countries, um, teachers basically will enter into a classroom. So the classroom itself is a bit essentially owned by the students, right? They're responsible for the classroom space, and then the teacher goes from class to class. And this makes the students a lot more invested in their own learning, um, etc. Okay. Hello, Alvin. Hello, welcome, Alvin. Oh, really? That's fantastic, Alvin. I didn't know that. Okay, so you do that too. I think that's a great idea. It works a lot better than having a teacher in charge of a classroom and then the students filter around. I think it builds engagement. It makes the students more responsible for their learning space, and also makes the teacher a guest, right? Someone like an honored guest that comes into the room, and they're more respect shown to them, in my opinion, which is a good thing. I mean, it depends on the teacher, right? But so I really like that idea. I didn't know that, Alvin. Thank you for telling me. Okay, soup cheese was. I was in what you'd call a special needs school for a period of time, and no one really got bullied unless they were acting like an ass. Yeah. Um, uh, Cheese soup, but was this a separate school? As in, like, when you're in a school that has special needs people only, then it's more uniform, right? There's not really gonna be all this, bullying, but, like, if you're in a school that separates people based off that, and there are people who are not special ed, I've noticed that. Okay, and that so I would guess, cheese soup, if you had been in a school where it was all like, they had separated, but all this there were all these students, some special ed, some not, and then they separated, then there'd probably be more of that. But, your cheese soup, yeah. So I get that. But, like, within a school, like, if you wanna have a separate school, I'm okay with that, like, depending, but within a school, I don't like how they separate people, if that makes sense. Okay. Um, um, yes, Alvin, we do in the US, we do that too. We have, well, depending if the school can afford it, there will be, paraprofessionals in the classroom to help students who have special needs, in order to help integrate them in the classroom so they can stay in the classroom. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so it makes you emotionally dependent on authority figures. Let's go on to the next one. It makes you intellectually dependent on authority figures. Intellectually dependent. And this, folks, I think is um m- one of the most contradictory ones. I think there okay, you'll see what I mean. Um So, yeah. While you're in school, you have an authority figure who's basically telling you if you're thinking correctly, if you're not thinking correctly, uh, and if you don't produce work the way that the authority figure tells you to produce the work, you will not get a good grade. This to an extent can make you dependent on authority figures for your intellect. And when you get older, it can make it so that you have no trust in yourself. You're always doubting your own thoughts unless an authority figure is telling you that those thoughts are valid or that way of thinking is an interesting, valuable way of thinking. You see what I mean? It can make you intellectually dependent on authority figures. At the same time, this is why I don't really, this one is complicated because it is also important to not to listen to experts in certain things, right? So if now John Taylor Gatto makes this seem like it's always a bad thing. You all can disagree with me on this, but I don't think it's always a bad thing. I do agree that yeah, we need to teach people to not bow to authority figures and listen to them just because they're authority figures, but that doesn't mean we discount automatically um, that, if you know what I mean. Um, both, Alvin, both. Uh, so like both. Like the idea of like you get graded badly. Like if you come up with a response different than the teacher, you will often like you'll lose points, even if it might be intellectually interesting. So do you see what I mean? So this one, even though John Taylor Gatto says it, I think it goes both ways, if that makes sense. Okay. But would you all agree that you do somewhat become intellectually dependent in school? And okay. Yeah. Agreed, Macy. Okay. Um, is that true, Mithril? Okay, fair enough. Oh, hello, Mithril. Did I not say hi to you? Okay. Uh, yeah. All right. Who? No, I didn't. So, who was the most powerful person in the world? There, Pancake. All right. Let's go on. It also, by the way, uh, this is my favorite one, and I think this one's very true. Oh, of course it was Pancake. Of course it was insane. Okay, great. Love that. Love that for us. Mango Mussolini. Okay. It teaches students a kind of self-confidence. Charlie Kirk. It teaches students a kind of self-confidence that requires constant confirmation of by experts, also called provisional self-esteem. Guys, I know I used to feel this. Okay, like unless there's an authority figure telling you you're doing something right, you often feel you don't know if you should feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? So like if sense of confidence is intimately linked to my performance in school, I am made to feel lesser than if an authority figure deems it appropriate. I can only be sure that I am on the right path if I have an authority figure telling me that I am on the right path. And I think that is an issue. People often judge themselves way too hard. Like if a boss gets mad at them or something, like they internalize that and feel bad about themselves or something. I don't think they should. So this is one I think provisional self-esteem is a big issue. And I do think schools are partially responsible for that. Um, okay. I know, I get that, Matt Saigai, I do, okay? But let's say, Matt Saigai, that your supervisor were to get upset at you, that doesn't mean that you should have less self-esteem, right? That you should view yourself as a bad person or something, right? Okay. So that is provisional self-esteem. That's a part of the hidden curriculum. Here's another one. Here is one that I don't know. This one, I don't know. I have some again, I'll stop being biased. Okay. It makes it clear, so the hidden curriculum makes it clear to people that they cannot hide, students, that they cannot hide because they are always supervised. So, you cannot hide, and you are often reminded of that. I am constantly surveilled and reminded that authority figures around me see all. I am sometimes punished for the actions of others. So, yeah, that does happen in schools. A lot of times it's like, I will see it, I will see this. Um, I got you. Uh, I get it. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of cheese soup. It is kind of a surveillance state. Like, and but see, I'm trying not to be biased here because I was a teacher. Um, at the same time, uh, we cannot have a space where people are uncomfortable or unable to learn, um, or doing things that are dangerous. Uh, so I know, but okay, but yes, right. You're often taught that you're constantly being surveilled, that you cannot hide, and things like that, right? And one of the things that does really bother me about schools is that oftentimes teachers will punish everyone, whether they mean to or not. So, like, if one person is in a does something inappropriate, if one student does something inappropriate, that teacher might yell at the whole class, or might get into a bad mood because of it, and then take it out on everyone else. That is not that is something I think happens way too much. Okay, so we definitely need to make sure teachers aren't punishing everyone for the actions of one person or a few people. And I also think that it is important that students have some degree of freedom within the bounds of safety, because they're children, to talk to each other and get a break from authority figures. So this is a complicated one, but it's apparently it. I mean, but it's. I mean, it teaches you that you cannot hide and you're constantly surveilled, right? Okay, so those are the 7 aspects of the hidden curriculum. Now, just a little bit more here on schooling, not much more. I'm going to take another bite of my pizza, if you don't mind, guys. For those that are watching now, um, yeah, yeah. You're okay, pancake. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. That, by the way, is something else. If I were to add an eighth one here, folks, if I were to add an eighth, this is my American school bias. If I were to add an eighth part of the hidden curriculum to this list, it would be that American schools teach kids to always be afraid. Always be afraid. It also teaches teachers to always be afraid of each other, of their students. It teaches students to be afraid of teachers, of each other, of strangers from outside the school. And I think that's very dangerous, and that it's reflective in our society, is it not? Um, you see what I mean? Like, hello, Dolly Boy. Like the idea here that you're constantly afraid that someone's going to come into the school and kill all of you. Teachers are afraid of their students, that their students might try to kill them. I'm not joking, okay? Students are afraid that their teachers might try to assault them. Um, Teachers are afraid of each other, that they are constantly monitoring each other. There is a massive culture of fear in American schools. Um, Okay. And that is very dangerous. And I think that is a part of the hidden curriculum that John Taylor Gatto did not talk about. Fear of each other, dividing people based off fear. And that's partially because of the gun problem in the United States. And by the way, that makes it a lot harder to learn. If you're afraid all the time, it's going to be hard to learn. It's also going to be hard to teach. That's just basic psychological biology. Um, okay. Uh, Alvin, you're right, Alvin. It definitely, but it is still, we have more shootings here in the U.S. than any other country. It is still a massive problem here, and the media does talk about it a lot. But that's because it is happening a lot. Like, it is happening a lot. But yeah, obviously, most schools it doesn't happen at. But yeah. But there's always the possibility. Um, okay. I was assaulted a few times in my school. One of them slapped me. I didn't do shit. Oh my god. Oh my, I'm so sorry. That's horrific. Okay. Yeah, it creates an environment of concealment. Um, it's a scary thought. Okay, it just is. And I knew teachers, folks. It was scary for teachers. I mean, plus, folks, like, as a teacher, I would have to break up fights. I worked in a school where I would find drugs in various places. or there'd be gun literally, in one of the schools I worked at, there was a police chase taking place right outside my window that ended in a shootout, and we could hear the shooting taking place while we were in the school, and it was, by the way, such a normal thing in that community that they didn't even lock down the school, okay? Okay. So, I had a friend, a teacher who was a friend who she in her room, she kept a giant box of hammers, literally just hammers, so that if anyone tried to come into that classroom to try and hurt her students, they would all be able to pick up hammers and start throwing hammers. So there is a very big culture of fear in the United States in schools, partially justified, partially not. Yeah, Meowser, it is not like you're 100% right. It's like Lord of the Flies. It's oh, there you go, Alvin. Okay, it's like the Wild West. It feels like in some American schools. Okay, I can tell you guys more stories. You guys are going to get me going on a rant. Maybe I'll rant more out of this. I think I told you before. I was once in a classroom that one of the windows in the classroom was broken, and the school, for some reason, either didn't want to pay for it or didn't have the money to pay for it, so they never changed out the window. So the only thing in that window was a thin black trash bag that they put over the open window. And this was on the first story. And right outside of this window, there was a street with a sidewalk, and people would be walking by throughout the day. So someone could just come up to that window and come in through the black trash bag. Okay. All right. Okay. So, um, yeah, there you go. That is, s- that sounds great. That sounds absolutely great there, Pancake. In our country, Pancake, there are right wingers saying, well, the issue isn't guns. What we should do is arm teachers and make them responsible for protecting their students, which is insane. Insane, right? Do we want all of our schools to turn into the goddamn Wild West? Like shootouts shootings occurring between teachers and gunmen? Like, okay, I'll lose my mind. Thank you very much, Mithril. All right. Thank you very much, Mithril. So we got the first one going, folks. If we get two more, we'll put on the collar. All right. So some more on schooling. I'll shut up now. Go more on schooling. Um, yeah. Oh, I know. Yep. Oh, I know, Doug. Okay. So factory schools. One of the ways that schools are set up, are now the history here is not as black and white as you might think. All over, in Europe and in the United States, for example, schooling is much more complicated than just being set up based off a factory floor. But that is a big component of it, but it's often exaggerated. That's not to say that it isn't true. It's just only part of it. But there are parts of a school that are very much like a factory. So a while back during the Industrial Revolution, schools ended up being kind of like classrooms were sort of set up to mimic a factory floor because it was thought that a lot of the students would end up being in a factory, and they would. Okay, so for example, think about what like an average classroom looks like. It's a bunch of chairs in rows with desks in front of it, kind of like a factory floor. Everyone has a station, and you work at your station on producing stuff for an overseer. Okay. So kind of like a factory floor. It's structured like a factory floor. And now I will say, this is overgeneralizing because a lot of modern day teachers don't do that anymore. Okay. This is sort of outdated in that way. Some teachers still do it though. Like a lot of teachers now will have you at a table to get like in tables together. There's different ways of doing this so you don't have it structured like a factory floor, but it is still kind of a general a lot of teachers still do this, okay? Another thing is the bell rings, right? You have a bell ringing when you change a class. What is that based off of? The change of a shift on a factory floor. On a factory floor, when the bell rings or the buzzer goes off, that's a sign that your shift is over or it's time for lunch or whatever it may be. And you go off the factory floor. And in a school, while you're sitting at your desk, which looks like a factory floor, um, exactly, Malzord. Okay. which looks like a factory floor. The bell rings to tell you it's time to go to the next class, very much like someone um, exactly, Doug. This is like I said in a lot of schools. There you go, Meowzord. Absolutely. And a lot of schools don't do this anymore because it's kind of understood now that this is a bad way to set up a classroom, but it does still happen quite a lot. All right. Okay. So it's very much like a shift. Okay, like going off a shift. Yep, there you go, Alvin. There you go, Alvin. Okay. Um, Not only that, the teacher kind of has the role that an overseer would normally have on a factory floor, right? On a factory floor, you typically have overseers. There's different words for the managers who are. Thank you very much, Dolly Boy. Thank you for the bits there. If we get one more, folks, either 200 more bits or one more super chat, I will put on the collar. The teacher is meant to supervise, discipline, and grade. They make sure you're being productive. Literally, that word was used when I was being taught as a teacher. Like, make sure your students are being productive, which sounds a lot like factory language. It does make sense, but it sounds a lot like factory language. You're expected to obey the teacher. Okay. There you go, Macy. Okay. And you're expected to, listen to your boss. Okay. What does the teacher tell you? And by the way, also on a factory floor, there is quality assurance. So there are people. Um, of course, I accept pennies, Malzord. Okay. There are people on a factory floor who are quality assurance. They make sure that all the produced stuff is of high quality. That's what a teacher does. They look at the work you've produced on at your desk, and then they assure it's quality enough to be accepted. You see what I mean? Okay. So, this is just kind of how a lot of schools are structured. And there's still a lot of that. Like, we still have bells and stuff. Thank you very much, Meowser, for all those little pennies. Okay. Thank you for all the pennies. How many pennies is that, Meowser? Jesus Christ. I would count it. Let's see if it could count towards if it's of 200 or I don't know how many that is, Meowser, but let me know. Okay. Anyway, so uh, so yeah. Okay. So that's another thing. Last thing here. This is just a side note, kind of. Oh, nails are perfect. Thank you. So that's 200. Excellent. Thank you very much, Malzord. I'll put on the collar now. Thank you, Malzord. We've made it to 3. All right. Collar is coming on. The last one here. This is sort of a side note. Side note here. Oh, we got a hype train going. Thank you, guys. So something about teachers. This is I'm oversimplifying this. There's more to this than this, but this is still an interesting point. So you have to understand, folks, historically, and even modern day, most teachers are women. Okay, most teachers are when I should stop joking. Send one because it screws. Meowser, that's okay. Thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you so much. Wow, guys, you're being. Thank you all for all your kindness. Okay, um, teachers are mainly women. That was the case historically as well. At least for a long time, except for like maybe in ancient Rome and Greece or whatever, it was mainly women who were doing the teaching. There's a lot of reasons for that. One, because obviously there were women were viewed as the domestic people. They were the ones who were supposed to stay at home, etc. They weren't the ones out working because of these gender roles, etc. And so they were the ones who took care of kids. There's also the thought that women are better with children. That's sort of stereotype. Trust me, I've met women who are not good with children. I've also met men who are very good with children. Obviously, it's sort of a stereotype, regardless. All these things, and part of the reason, especially now, for those who aren't in the US, it is probably different. It may be different where you are. In the US, teachers do not get paid well, like at all. At all. Uh, I mean, some states are better than others, but we don't get paid very well. If you look at the historical record here, part of this reason for this is because teachers in the United States were women. And it was thought that it's sort of the natural role of a woman to teach kids. So you shouldn't pay for the natural role that a woman has. So you shouldn't pay her very much for that job. Okay. And it is true that part of the reason teacher salaries are still low is that it goes back to that historical precedent of women not deserving pay and more pay for raising kids. Uh, um, Now most, teachers are women still today, but obviously, I'm pretty sure we at least should have gotten beyond that stereotype. Alas, we haven't. So that's that note too. Uh, Another thing here too, is that there have been some, I guess, academics who have considered the implications of teachers as being poor people who are highly educated. And if we look at this from a social control perspective, that can be really dangerous to established elites and people in power. If you have people who are working class, who are highly educated, and can influence the minds of other working class people. And there are some theories out there. These are theories. There's a little historic evidence, but not much to this. But it still is an interesting theory that a low income for people like that is sort of a ensures that they stay in their class, and also is a way of preventing them from gaining too much power. Okay, that's one theory. So the idea that you can't have poor. Um, is that okay? That is fair, Pancake. Yeah, we have the same problem here, Pancake. Um, and is that the state doesn't trust educated working class people, and they don't want women to be paid too much. And okay, it is also one of the reasons, like in the United States, for example, as you all know, there's a lot of right wing policing. Um, got you, Alvin. Okay, then maybe because in Europe too, women were mainly responsible for teaching. Anyway, that it's also no coincidence, by the way, that teachers have often been the vanguard of pushing for social and political changes. I am not saying that because I'm a teacher. I know it sounds biased. If you look at the historical record, there are lots of cases of teachers leading movements, doing things to make change and stuff like that, because they are educated and because they're low income. And It might not be a coincidence, by the way, that right wing politicians and the right wing generally love policing teachers, um, and don't trust teachers, right? Because you don't, a lot of right wing people don't trust folks that have the chance at causing revolutionary change, or at least questioning systems and then teaching working class people to question those systems. You see what I mean? Okay. So that's just those are all sort of theoretical things, interesting things to think about. Um there you go. Okay. Uh all right. And that also might partially be why there's such an obsession with teachers not talking about politics. And that's not to say that teachers should be talking too much about politics, but if it's like a fact, like, it would be, like, considered if I were to say to a class, "By the way, Donald Trump has lied more than any other president." I mean, that's kind of an exaggeration. He's lied thousands of times. We can literally count the number of lies or things he said that aren't true. Um, 'Kay. There you go, Meowsort, okay? It is, if I were to say that as a teacher, I can guarantee you I would have had a parent complain and say I was being political, even though it's a fact that Trump is constantly saying misinformation and lying. Okay. Anyway, so my last little point here is be kind to teachers, right? Be kind to them because trust me, when I was teaching, we're overworked. People don't treat us very well, and we don't get paid much. But that doesn't mean you should. So be kind to teachers. That doesn't mean you should be blindly trust them, okay? Because they're human beings. So be kind to teachers, but don't blindly trust. Obviously, right? Because not all teachers have good intentions. There are teachers who are right wing, for example, or but be kind, be kind to them. Just see what your kids are learning and stuff. I'm not. I know I sound like I'm basically saying you should police your teachers after I just said don't do that. No, I think it's good that parents get involved and see, and kind of, because teachers also teach the hidden curriculum, whether they mean to or not. I don't harass teachers, obviously. I'm just saying, okay. All right. Is that good, everyone? We got that going good? Any questions on all that? Any questions on all that crap? Yeah? No? Yeah? 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 I don't know why I'm sounding that way. Okay, excellent. Thank you, folks. All right, there's our presentation on the hidden curriculum for today. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Folks, if we get one more super chat, I'll put on the jester makeup. I believe we are only one away now because of Dolly Boy's generous donation. We are one away, and I'm eating a piece of pizza. Excuse me. I haven't had lunch, so I'm eating some pizza. So forgive me. I'm just going to take a bite of that, and then we will go on to the weirdness that's been happening in the political scene. Because there's a lot of that going on. A lot of that going on. Okay. Um. Okay.
I don't know
So,
much. I don't know really any.
oh God, sorry, I didn't mean to do a Tucker Carlson scare. So, let's talk for a second, folks, while I'm eating this delicious pizza. Mm, mm, mm. Those pepperonis are perfect. Um, you're right, Pancake. Okay. Hey, I agree, Pancake. Okay. Meowsford, how dare you? I would not eat Domino's. This is a delicious place. I can't really tell you the name of it because it's a local place, but it is not a chain. Okay. Um, yeah, Pancake, you should go back. I did a live stream a long time ago where I talked about how I teach, and that is exactly how I teach. Pancake. So I totally agree with you. Okay. All right. So we got a couple things here. Tucker Carlson. Look at him. Oh, look at him. Look at that Swanson fortune air. There is some weird crap going on the right wing right now. Um, like I don't know what's going on over there. Okay, all this, and as a gay man, I feel uh, uh well, it is a dig, Meows, but it's a dig, okay? Because for me, it's a dig. Just kidding. So there's been some weird crap going on the right wing, and as a gay man, I am deeply amused by it because they have been fighting over gay about being gay and it's mainly Milo Yiannopoulos, the who is doing all this crap. He went on Tucker Carlson and he said some extremely loony things about gay people. And then he went on Tim Pool and got into a fight with that one weirdo that Trump just pardoned. What is his name? George Santos about it. Um and it's just weird. And I just have to cover it. I feel like I'm compelled to. I know it's kind of drama sloppy, kind of, but it's also really interesting study of the psychology of these folks and this weird obsession with gay people and how a lot of them might be closeted because well, you'll see. So this is Milo Yiannopoulos on Tucker Carlson. And Milo Yiannopoulos, excuse me, I'll show you what his face looks like here in a second. So let's start this, and then I'll tell you about him. All
Thing
right.
about fashion, but I love female beauty, of course.
But you don't see any of it on
Okay, this is Milo Yiannopoulos. Yeah. Now, for those who don't know, oh my God, it's so true, Pancake. It is true. Okay, I gotta tell you, it is true. Um, yep, he is Outer Signal. So Milo here, for those who don't know who Milo well, is a conservative, but like a pretty repellent guy, basically a fascist, I would say. Very repellent in a lot of ways, says horrific things. Also, um, was a gay conservative. And what's funny is that he then, what was it, a few years ago, he said, I am no longer gay. And he announced that he was now straight and that he was no longer yeah, thank Kate, you noticed. I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad you noticed there, Pancake. He claims that he is no longer gay, even though he lives with his best friend in a house. He's gay still. He's so obviously gay. It's all a grift. He's trying to make money. Obviously, you can't just become not gay. That makes zero sense. Okay. But he's a horrible grifter, and he has now started this he's constantly accusing other people of being gay. It's not even a joke, Pancake. That's the word he used. They're roommates, which is like so funny because it's like a classic dog whistle type thing. Okay, it's almost okay. It's a caricature. So he has now come back on the scene and is like going after people for being gay, and accusing other Republicans of being gay and stuff. And I'm just sitting back and enjoying it. I am just sitting back and enjoying it because also just the paranoia they have. Yeah, yeah, kind of cheese soup. It kind of seems like he has said things like that. I'm pretty sure, maybe not that specifically, but okay. And guys, and I'm saying this as a gay man. You're not allowed to repeat it, okay? But I'm saying this as a gay. Just kidding. You can repeat as much as you want. I mean, he is still such a gay. Like, Jesus Christ, do you see his affectations? I mean, my God, okay? Like, if I were walking down the street and I saw him coming in the way, I'd be like, "Oh, he's gay." Okay? And I'm not saying that because to be stereotypical. It's just like he screams gay. Anyway, and I have a good gaydar, let me tell you. Regardless, let's see what goes on here, all right? Yeah, his girlfriend lives in another town. Yeah, okay. So let's see what he has to say here. Flaming hot, some may say. There you go. Okay. So let's see what he has to say. And remember, he's a grifter. He likes saying things that are pretty crazy to get views and shit. And he claims to have been like a born again Christian. Okay, let's just listen.
on the catwalk now.
Exactly. In fact,
And by the way, do you notice real fast? I'm going to go back to the beginning. Remember how I said right wingers are constantly trying to prove they're not gay? It's like hilarious how obsessed they are with appearing straight. Notice if you're gay, especially, you can notice how people change their language so that people don't think they're gay. So listen closely to what Tucker Carlson says at the beginning about women at a catwalk, at a fashion catwalk.
I don't know much. I don't know really anything about fashion, but I love female beauty, of course.
But you don't s
Notice, why does he have to say female beauty? I love female beauty. Anyway, I just noticed these little things. He's like really wants to make sure that when he's sitting with a gay man that everyone knows it's female beauty that I like.
see any
Okay.
of it on the catwalk now.
Exactly. In fact, you
You see
see
the opposite.
you see the opposite. You see
gay
manufactured ugliness.
gay men turning women into the demons they see themselves as. You see gay look at
So, like, we're blaming gay men. Okay. Yeah, right, Alvin. You see what I mean? You see? Okay, Alvin. Hey, guys, I am not homophobic. I am just saying, like, oh my God, like these gay men are like turning women into like the things that they hate. And oh my God, I am a former gay. Like, okay. I'm sorry. Let's continue. Apparently, Choo Choo, apparently I have the capacity to turn a woman into a demon on a catwalk. Now, guys, yeah, I know. I agree. I agree that like the fashion industry is extremely like demeaning to women a lot of the times. Okay? But that's not gay people's fault, all right? There are straight designers, there are gay designers, there are women designers. It is an industry problem, obviously. Okay. Yeah, you're totally right, Dolly Boy. Oh my God. Oh, I know. Oh, you're so right, Pancake. Okay.
it was the most celebrated
Yeah. Oh my God. Hello, David. Yes, it is.
woman on the stage at the moment is the Gorgon opposite Ariana Grande, whose name I forget now. This Nosferatu, like Black Nosferatu, who's
Is he talking about Black Nosferatu? What is he? Okay.
seems to be sucking the life force out of poor Ariana, who's I think going to die within the next few weeks.
He's saying that gay people are turning women into demons, and he's literally describing a woman like a demon, a vampiric demon. Like, I don't. Okay.
If you've seen that singer's physique lately, she's sort of, but this appalling apparition.
Golgoroth, right?
Cynthia or something, I think. Of course, she's called Cynthia.
What does he mean? Of course, he's called simply. Oh, of course, I've heard the word camp. Are you crazy, David? Yeah, he's really bad at I'm not gay anymore. I think Milo missed the message of K-pop demon. You're totally right, Mithril. Okay.
With these claws, and you look at the silhouette and you're like, that's literally Nosferatu. It's literally Nosferatu. And I know a gay man did that. And of course, a gay man then put her on stage in Jesus Christ Superstar as our Lord. Did you know that?
No.
You've seen the person I'm talking about, right?
No.
My God, as our Lord, as our Lord. Okay.
Okay, well, you'll Google it later, but
Yeah, but apparently vampires, I mean, I have never been able to turn anyone into a vampire. No matter how many people I bite, it doesn't seem to work. Alas, apparently gay people have the power to turn others into vampires.
it's this spindly, it's just straight up goblin looking black woman. Like, and I, I'm not trying to have like a Rose, a Roseanne moment, although she was right.
Oh, okay. Not to mention the extreme racism that he throws in there. The extreme, yeah, the extreme racism that he keeps throwing in randomly. And then he's like, I'm trying to be like Roseanne, but she was right. Okay. All right.
Whatever. But this woman is like, like ugly by any racial stage, just monstrous looking, right? Just what our mothers might have called deeply unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
And practically circus level.
Oh my God, guys, did you see I'm sorry,
of
did you
course
see how he
she's-
said deeply unfortunate? Oh, deeply unfortunate. Okay,
The
anyway.
heroine of the $1 billion franchise now, Wicked, and she's on stage as Jesus, which
You're right,
So it's
Mithril.
an act of hostility, is what you're saying.
exactly, and so these gay men who feel the will of Gorgoroth inside them is like, do it, and who go turn these women into the demons they see inside themselves.
So again, trust me, you're going to hear some more stuff here. Please bear with me. But you can already see he's kind of unhinged. Like, what the hell is he talking about? Also, I don't know if you noticed, the man is so full of himself, it's really quite gross. He has a shirt on that has literally a bunch of pictures of himself on it, and he's wearing a massive crucifix around his neck. Okay. Um, you're right, Mithril. Okay. Yeah, flaming homosexual, right? And I mean that with respect for gay people. I'm just saying, I think it's okay to make fun of Milo for this because he is a liar. Obviously, right? Like, and he's a liar. He's a homophobic liar. Who we don't care what his sexuality is, but he certainly does. Um, okay, name one time these people have spoken this. Of course they haven't, Meowsword, right? Um, yeah. Okay. Hello, Alyssa.
The demons they see acting on.
This is a lot deeper than I expected when I
Yeah.
texted you to have this conversation.
It's
but
more than you would imagine from a guy wearing this t-shirt.
No, it's not actually. And by the way, can I say one thing that's bothered me for years? When I was a child, there was a lot of creativity coming from gay men in the United States. Like
It's all gone now.
I know.
Is it okay? First of all, folks, it is well known amongst anthropologists that like there's like a saying that basically like most culture gets created by um like low class like or working class people or marginalized communities. It just happens. Upper class people and the wealthy typically are not do not produce as much novel things because they try to maintain a system instead of they try to maintain a system which kind of limits your creativity. Now, does that mean that there aren't wealthy people that are creative? No, not at all. But yeah, gay people have historically been pretty creative. A lot of gay people have been creative because they're marginalized. It allows them to see things from a different perspective. Same thing with black folks in the United States. Like, think about a lot of our music comes from the black community. Same thing. Okay, you see what I mean? Like, and that's of course, obviously, there are white people, there are straight people who are creative, but anyway, okay. There was creative Uncle Tom. Probably Malzord.
And it's Dave Rubin is responsible. Not him personally, but I mean, like,
Right, Malzord.
But you know what I'm talking about? I mean,
of course. And why?
because a lot of free thinking, and I was related to one of them, and I spent a lot of time in my house, lived in my house when I was a kid, and gay, died of AIDS, and had a lot of problems. But I will say, creative, free thinking, like truly free thinking.
But this
Gore Vidal was like the archetype.
This is Burkean.
They're
okay, weird. Okay, this is weird though. I don't know why. Why do we think that Tucker Carlson is standing up for gay people like this? I don't understand. Okay, that is kind of weird.
no Gore Vidals in gay world that I'm aware of. They're all like conformists and
Okay, never mind. I take it back. I completely take it back. Yep, you're right. I completely take it back. I should have heard the next part to what he said there. He was just saying that to make it appear as if he cares, only so that he could go on to bash gay people. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I take it back. I totally take it back.
And
supporting the man, like what?
well, the only ones these days are ex-gay.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you guys? Did you see that? The only ones who matter today are the ex-gays. I'm saying that in an entirely straight manner. Anyway, okay. Right.
And it's Burkean. It's because creativity arises out of order. There has to be limits. And if homosexuality is not proscribed as wretched and kept at the fringes where it belongs, creativity dies. And what do you get? Because you don't have those people playing with the limits. You don't have the taboo breakers. You don't have the artists, the creatives living.
What do you think being gay is? Like, what do you think being gay is? Do you think being gay is not breaking taboos? Like, what? Okay. So he's saying that we need to keep. Okay. Anyway,
At the limits of society. They're brought instead. And I have to
I think the gay community, such as this, is one of the least creative, most conformist elements of our society. I never thought I would say that.
They become the enforcers, just like
they're the enforcers. They're the Praetorian Guard for Apple and Microsoft. Like, what the hell?
What are they talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mess it up, Dolly Boy? My mistake. Okay. How like what is he talking about? Gay people have become the Praetorian Guard for Apple and Microsoft. Now, admittedly, we do like fruit, so I guess we might be defending Apple. But okay, they're just saying shit.
Just like the white women of folklore who are responsible for all evil, but they become like turbocharged Karens, and it's the white women who welcome in the white single moms typically, but single moms generally, I think, who bring in a drag queen story hour. There's no gay people like banging down the door.
That's right.
There's no gay people
so
like,
true.
Excuse me, can I come read your kids? Do you mind? Can I come read stories to your kids? Like, no, they're not.
You know what? I'm just going to continue.
They're not. But there are demons out there who will come do it if you invite them. Because what do you have
Is it a demon to
do with demons? Open a portal, open a doorway, So
yes, I do.
Yeah,
women
he does
open
not.
the doorway and in comes, 3 little pigs.
I feel he's uncomfortable in his own body at this point. Like he's very uncomfortable with himself. Like, oh, of course not. Like, okay, no, Mauser, I know. Trust me. My point before Mauser was that a lot of gay people don't talk about trans people, though. Okay, which drives me crazy because right now trans people are under attack. Yeah, the health-hating gay. It's really sad. It's so unhinged. Like, okay, it's getting very
But
uncomfortable.
the gays now have taken this role. They've taken the mantle over from what we used to. We used to say, didn't we? We used to say white single moms the root of all evil, like as kind of half joking, because of all the crazy stuff they support. But now it's homosexuals. I have to be honest with you. I bear some responsibility for this because it was me 10 years ago mainstreaming homosexuality into the Republican Party is the great regret of my life.
Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. I'm just going to keep playing it.
More so than anything I've done to my own soul, which is a lot. It's the great regret of my life because it has given rise to horrors I never imagined. Let me say, Lenin said, all revolutionaries come to hate their children. Well, the gay horrors that I've given birth to, Lady Margaret, Nick Fuentes, I mean, they keep me up at night.
Okay, that's kind of funny. He called Nick Fuentes a gay horror. I support that.
Keep me up at night. I mean,
why'd you mention Dave Rubin? What's his role?
Well, because he is at the vanguard, along with a number of other gays in public life, of introducing children into the equation. Because
oh my God, here we go.
When you
classic conflation of homosexuality with pedophilia. Not the same thing, folks. Not the same thing.
When you do what I did, which is like, gay is just like everyone else. You be a normal gay. I remember, and this is the thing I regret more than anything else in the world. There's a video of Ross Matthews in 2017 on Twitter saying, so I came home and landscapers have been in. We're getting more citrus. You can never have too much citrus. And people were asking me,
oh, you think, J-Mac? You think? Okay.
Ross, what do you think about this Milo guy? And I'm like, Milo, how low can you go? I don't know who this.
Um, I think what J-Mac just said is deeply illustrated by how he's behaving. Look at his hand right now. Look at that hand. Okay.
Person's better read it. And he says, I'm getting letters. This Milo guy, he's resigning from Breitbart or something. And he says, I'm getting letters from people who say, you make it okay that I have a gay son because if he grows up, he doesn't have to be like Ross Matthews. And I was like, no, they
Yeah.
should be like Ross Matthews. They should be like Ross Matthews. They shouldn't be like Dave Rubin, like you might not even know unless you watched him for a little bit, because this domesticity of
I agree,
homosexuals has
Chisu.
killed all the things that were good about gays that made them like,
Meowsord.
tolerable, and instead has given them this grotesque parody, this simulacrum of domesticity, which has of course in their never-ending hunger expanded to include babies. And now we have the Buttigieg
Why does he keep like crossing his eyes? I don't okay.
couple buying black children.
I thought you weren't allowed to buy people. I thought.
Oh no, you can if you're homosexual.
What? What are we talking about? Buying black children? Oh, you can if you're a homosexual, you're allowed to buy black children. What are we talking about? Okay, like I hadn't seen this. I'd only seen a clip from it, and I did not realize he was this unhinged. I mean, I always knew he was unhinged, but guy, the man is losing his mind. Okay. Okay.
But I
it's
thought
it's
that
called
was
adoption or surrogacy or whatever, but you can buy them.
I thought it was called slavery.
In fact, you have to buy them because it's and it's quite expensive.
In some online slave market.
J-Mac, he is our Candace Owens. Okay, he is our Candace Owens.
It doesn't cover. No, it's the government. And as you know, but Dave Rubin has like Frankensperm
Shocking, right, John Gray? Okay,
babies. Like he mixed his
Looney Tunes, right?
with that of his husband. I mean, this is real. This is physical.
Right, Meowsord. Oh my god. Can I go back to playing Onimusha now, please? You can.
Gave it a stir and hoped for the best. And like, whichever one we get. Implanted it in some highly paid woman we'll never know the name of, the real mother of those children. You know, he and his catamite are on the internet.
David, have they talked about the thing you mentioned earlier? I haven't heard it yet.
With these signs like it's coming with these 2 dates, and I'm like, yeah, your damnation. That's the date you're counting down to. The date you're.
How is that conservative?
Oh, because it's family, you see. Because it's the sleight of hand like that's going on is you're like, well, gays are just like everybody else, so we should behave like everybody else, which means we should have kids. And if we can't physically have kids because our sex is this like demonic, sterile horror show, then we'll buy them, and then we'll look like we've got it. I mean, that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is.
Was the season?
Okay, so that was interesting. Oh, I got you, Cybersnake. Okay. So that was what was happening on Tucker. Now, to follow up, folks, I promise.
Oh, man, is it getting...
So, okay. So that's the weirdness that was happening over on, what were they trying to say? You know what, Alvin? I don't know. He's saying that gay people are demonic spawns of Satan, and that they are, you know, purchasing children, apparently, for dark purposes. Yeah. Like, yep. Oh, I know, Meowser. I don't think I can say it on YouTube, but yes. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Like he's just spewing nonsense. Now, here is where this drama kind of goes further, right? So now Milo now goes over onto whose is it? What is it? Guys, I don't even know what to say about what we just watched, because I know most of you, most of you, I'm guessing, knows that everything he said is complete bullshit nonsense. I mean, I suspect you wouldn't be watching me if you thought he was right. Okay. But okay, so he goes over then to Tim Pool's show with another well-known conservative gay person, and they get into kind of a fight over about gay people. So, okay. let's watch this now. This is the best version I found of it was Kyle Kalinske, so forgive me if we have to listen to him talk a bit too. But okay.
Spicy on the right, y'all. Holy cow, is it getting spicy on the right? So they are truly, truly at each other's throats now, going for the jugular. This is what happens when your movement collapses. Trump's movement has absolutely positively collapsed in real time right in front of our eyes.
I sometimes I think Kyle Kalinske can take it a bit too far. I don't know if it has completely collapsed yet. I'm sorry to say. I wish. But like, if there's one thing about the MAGA movement, okay, I know it's terrible. It is terrible, right, J Mac? Yeah. Okay. Into believing they're the ones calling out the demons. Yeah. Oh, I know. Uh, it's wild how accurate, how demonic these people are, and how they're hypnotizing others into believing they're the ones calling out demons. It's insane to me, Meowzord. Um, so Kyle sometimes, I think he makes a lot of generalizations sometimes. Thank you, J Mac. You are cool. But okay. Regardless, so just be cautious. Sometimes I've heard Kyle say things that just aren't true. I do like vast majority of what he says, though, so please don't get me wrong. Okay.
He's at 35% approval rating. Inflation's out of control. Unemployment's out of control. The economy's only going to get worse.
There you go,
concentration camps. You got invading U.S.
Oh, I know, Alvin. Trust me.
Cities with the U.S. military.
It's a cult, Alvin.
Regime change war in Venezuela, attacking Iran illegally. You got the most corrupt regime we've ever seen.
Yep, we know.
Crypto scamming his own supporters. Everything from day one.
I know, I agree,
G-Mac.
G-Mac.
Were planted from day one for this thing to fucking implode. And implode it did. So now when a movement fails, and we know because we've gone through this too with the Bernie movements, when a movement fails, what happens is finger pointing. What happens is people blame others for, the faults within the movement. And so all of the right-wing pundits are at each other's throats. The right-wing politicians are at each other.
So you actually might partially be right. They do seem to be going after at each other a lot. But folks, we still have what, 3 years, 3 years left of Trump's administration? Yeah, exactly, Meowzord. I agree. I think like this is every time I've had hope about them collapsing, they haven't.
Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene are fucking feuding. You have, the Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson are at each other's throats while also fighting Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin and this war from within the tent. Well, Milo Yiannopoulos decided to get in on
you're right, Meowzord.
Milo, of course, we covered him the other day on Crystal Kyle and Friends because he did Tucker's podcast, and him and Tucker literally argued that the reason people are gay is
not funny ones, Meowzord. Okay, I gotta add that. Okay,
because of a semen demon, an actual demon that possesses your body.
Here we go. Here it is, the semen demon. This is what I wanted to tell you all.
Which makes you horny for men if you're a man. Okay.
Did you all hear that? Okay. I'm gonna go back a bit just to make sure you all heard that.
He did Tucker's podcast, and him and Tucker literally argued that the reason people are gay is because of a semen demon, an actual demon that possesses your body, which makes you horny for men if you're a man. Okay. Just absolutely gonzo. Just mentally, there's figgy pudding in your brain if you actually believe that a real demon makes people gay. Anyway, Milo goes on Tim Pool.
I know, same here. It's cheese soup. I know. Okay. Yeah, no, exactly, John Gray. People really are desperate for yeah, it is, Alvin. Alvin, I know. Welcome to American politics. It is absolutely insane. Okay. I agree. Oh my God, you're so right, Dolly Boy. That should be some drag queen should name themselves Semen Demon. Anyway, so okay. Yeah, you're right, John Gray. Every new Epstein update, everyone's like, it's going to collapse, everyone's going to fail. No, and I think people have a cognitive bias because they're so desperate for the Trump regime to collapse and stuff that they hold on to things desperately just to get to the next day. Okay, maybe they'll collapse. I still haven't seen evidence of that at all. Okay, but I think it's sort of a coping mechanism. I do. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
When he decides to stir up a bunch of shit, so he is going to go.
J-Mac, J-Mac, that's for the After Dark stream. Okay.
After, basically, conservative ink here. The political pundits on the right who sort of made it bigger than he did. Because remember, his career sort of flamed out in part because he went on, my friend TJ Kirk, the Amazing Atheist, his podcast at the time, The Drunken Peasants, he went on there and he basically said, like, he was sexually assaulted as a kid, but it was good. He liked it. It was like something to that effect. It was kind of terrible. And so then, like, CPAC disinvited him when he was going to come give a speech. His career fucking floundered and fell apart. He was literally selling, like, statues of the Virgin Mary on, like, Christian.
I'm just having to pause it real fast. So, okay, we're going to get to the clip here. He's just kind of giving you an outline.
Daytime shopping TV or something like that. I remember we covered the videos. It was fucking hard to watch. I mean, this guy, he hit rock bottom. Then he goes through this whole, I'm ex-gay now.
He's talking about
really,
Milo.
Ex-gay? That's not a thing, bro. That's not a thing. But he tries to pretend like, no, I don't like dick anymore. Oh, I'm sure, fella. I'm sure you don't. Anyway, so here he is. He's going to go after Charlie Kirk. Whoa. I don't know if you've been following Milo. Not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that because 600 people lost their fucking jobs for just, like, quoting Charlie Kirk in the wake of his death. Now, here you are. He's going to go a lot further than just quoting him, and he's also going to go after some others in the right-wing movement. And a lot of this, again, these are people who have now surpassed Milo because Milo fell off because of, you know.
Meowzord. So that's a fair debate to have. So, folks, what do you think about do we all agree with Meowzord here? Meowzord says, that's why I said the other day we should ignore them. Milo says gay shit on a podcast, and now Kyle, Pac-Man, Cedar, Midas Touch have content. That is a fair critique, Meowzord. That is a fair critique, right? I'm kind of giving him airspace here. I mean, I wish I was giving more airspace. I don't have a massive community, but no, but I see what you say, Meowzord. Yeah, that's a fair critique. I will say this. My approach, right, is that I am dressed like a jester. I do it in a way to try and make fun of them, but I understand that that's a fair debate we could have. Yeah. But I understand that's a good critique, right? Though I will say there is also the notion, Mouser, like if I were to take that argument to like I'm a kind of I'm exaggerating here, Mouser. Like if I were to take this to Nazi Germany and be like, well, what we need to do to fight the Nazis is just to ignore them. That doesn't mean they don't have power or that they're not growing in power while we ignore them. You see what I mean? But I honestly, though, that's a fair debate we could have.
He made his own bed and now he's sleeping in it. He flew a little too close to the sun with some of the shit he was saying, and so that's why he's been replaced. But let's see what he says. Watch this.
The most distinctive things about the right wing in this country is its homosexual overtones. Benny Johnson posts pictures of his children every 2 days.
Homosexual overtones.
It's weird. And everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Men.
Oh
What?
my God.
Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His
Okay,
wife.
wait.
Well, that's actually a really good point, Meowzord, because we do have. You're right. It almost spreads it more. Like I'm almost contributing to the viral spread of it. I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. We should talk about them. I'm still going to. Obviously, we'll finish this, but that's something we could debate sometime or talk about sometime. That's a really good point.
His wife was
All right.
crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was
SAS? Yeah, I guess that's some conservative conference.
upstairs with boys.
Come on.
Like,
Excuse
go
you?
about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
Come on.
Like, go ask her.
Come on.
Go ask her.
Come on, Milo.
Go ask her.
If anyone knows who Benny Johnson is, he's another conservative commentator. By the way, he was caught on stream once getting ads for a gay cruise. On his, I think it was YouTube or something like that. He had like gay cruise ads popping up on something. I don't know. Which, that follows your algorithm. Yeah. And so I would not be shocked if what Milo's saying is at least partially true. Maybe he was sleeping with other men, but the drama is wild. Oh no, Meowzord, I know, but Meowzord, I deeply appreciate you. I like disagreement. It allows us to talk about these things. Yeah, you can't make this crap up, can you? I just don't. Right, Pancake?
I love George Santos. Whoa. You've gone too far, fella. From a guy who's committed like 86 crimes and was convicted on them and then got pardoned.
Yeah, J-Mac, I buy that.
Let's calm down. This isn't anything like identity
That's fair, Alvin. That is fair.
theft. like I've done a million times.
Milo, aren't you ever
the
scared of getting sued? You say
Yeah,
some
let me-
crazy.
let me-
I'm sitting here.
You know, okay, you got to admit, if this guy is saying, well, what's his name? I always forget his name. If he is saying that what Milo is saying is crazy and insane and might get him sued, thank you. If George Santos is saying that, well, you really can't trust anything he says, but it's kind of a bad sign. Yeah, okay, it's a very bad sign now, Zor. Yeah, exactly.
You're
Okay.
like, I am humbled by the lore.
Let me tell you-
and your ability.
We people gotta okay. We might have to ban the lip injections, bro. We might have to ban the lip. I don't know what's going on with people, guys. The lip injections look horrible. It does female, male, whatever.
Mhm.
Everybody can tell immediately you've had lip injections, bro. Like reel it in.
Where is the semen demon? That's what I want to
As
hear.
if you decide to make them bitches
I
blow the
agreed.
fuck up and they look unnaturally large.
Okay,
But
Kyle, we get it.
audacity, just,
Like, I mean, like, there's
you
no
know,
teapots in this room right now to express how I feel.
George, I have said these things about people for 20 years and never once in my career been sued. I've issued 3 corrections in my entire journalistic career because I
Oh,
get
it
my
isn't?
facts
Damn it,
right, and
Cybersnake.
people know that they do not want to go
I-
through discovery.
Actually, I want to say this.
I've never been sued
Okay.
for anything I've ever
But
said about anyone.
The one thing
Oh,
I can-
that's
I-
strange.
I need to say this.
Someone ought to make some money off that. I'm sure he could.
Because I'm right.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're not done. He gives us some more. So he's talking about Benny Johnson there. Now we get this.
I'm always a couple of days behind watching on the show because I've got
Yeah,
stuff going
oh,
on. But
you know,
but somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay. I think he was gay.
Okay. We're going to stop it there, folks. I got to tell you, I don't think this is the clip I thought it was, but this is funny. Yeah, we are. You're right, Pancake. Dude, we are watching a possibly a gay man hate react to 2 probably gay men talking about how they are not so gay. This is so funny. Right? Right? This is why I thought you guys would find it amusing. It's like 2 gay men arguing about hating other gay men. Okay. I can't even. All right. I mean, we could finish it if you guys are interested. I do kind of want to see. I want to find the clip where he talks about the demon semen. God, how many times have I said that on stream now? Demon semen. Oh, I probably should be careful about how I type that into chat, right? Demon semen. Or is it demon semen crystal? Yeah, the gatekeeping, right? Oh, is it this one? Here. Oh, that was this
All right,
one.
and
Let's see if we can find it.
And
That is
is
already-
there at something that was not quite right.
Have you ever been addicted to anything?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
big
That's
time.
it. Thank you, Cybersnake.
So you know there's that moment when your mind is flooded and it's all you can think about.
Yes.
And it's all that you can you got to get it out, because if you get to the heart of it, if you're sort of one-on-one with a gay, they won't just talk about the emptiness of their life or the fact that the sex is sterile or whatever.
Oh my
They will
God.
know that there's something not quite right. And so
And that its origin
that it's
is
already-
there at something that was not quite right.
Have you
I,
ever been
I don't
addicted to
know,
anything?
John Gray.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
big time.
I'd be willing to try and
So
find
there's
out,
that
though, John
moment
Gray. Okay,
when
I'm just
your
kidding.
mind is flooded.
Okay, flood it. Where is it?
Don't get it out. It's just going to be all that you can think about for the rest of the day. It's just driving you crazy because it floods your mind.
Yeah.
I've been addicted to 1 or 2 little things, you know. And I realized
Oh, my video audio is really low. Okay, here. I'm sorry. Here, I'll turn it up a bit. My mistake. Is that better?
sex works the same way.
Yeah, I believe
I
that.
realized that when I was on a plane, I'm sitting down, hey, Team 1A, I'm sitting on the plane. I'm like, yeah, I'll have a gin and tonic, girl. And then, like a basketball player, well, not a basketball player, they're all gay nerds, but like a football player would sit next to me.
I know.
Like it would
He
take
does,
hold
Alvin.
of me.
Thank you.
There were times I had to like go to the bathroom and like,
Yeah.
because I had
Oh, he had to go to the bathroom and what?
to get rid of it because it was taking hold of my mind.
It sounds like a demon.
Because it's what it is. I joke, I say Gorgoroth, the semen demon. He comes out. Well, he doesn't visit me very often anymor. But
It's
it's,
totally real. I mean, that stuff is all real.
but it
Okay, so that's the clip. Golgoroth, the semen demon, apparently making Milo engage in certain acts in the bathroom, on an airplane. Okay, so you all see. Yeah, they're all fascist and they have no impulse control. Like, all right, no, I know, right, Alyssa? This is horrific. So that is the clip I originally wanted, but I'm glad we got to see. Yeah, Meowzord, no, seriously, it's like just control yourself. Like, really, like honestly, guys, I would bet that majority of the men on this stream think that's kind of weird, right? Like, why would you do that on a plane? Obviously, right? That kind of seems like you have a lack of control. Like a real it's funny that he would confess that on camera. It's kind of weird. To like that really say you need some help, buddy. If you literally cannot control yourself for long enough to take a plane flight. By the way, it has nothing to do with you being gay. You're just, yeah, a degenerate. Okay, not a degenerate, but you see what I mean, okay? Like, you just can't control yourself. Alright, insane. Okay, so there we go. There's the drama that's going on. We got one ex-gay fighting with a real gay who may have been a drag queen on Tim Pool over other gay people being evil, and then you have Milo over on Tucker Carlson talking about Golgoroth's semen demon, whatever, convincing him to go to a plain bathroom and relieve himself. So that is what we've come to right now, and obviously, I would think that this is Milo Yiannopoulos trying to get clicks, trying to become popular again. I don't know, but it's I had to cover it. I'm sorry. It was a compulsion. Um, Golgoroth, the clip demon, forced me to do it. Okay. No, Meowzord, I know, right? The fascist artwork really aligns with this crap, doesn't it? Okay. So, um, there we go. So that's just the clip I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Meowzord. Ostracizing actual gay people and showing how to be MAGA gay. You're right, Meowzord. Because it's not really about being gay, it's about being loyal to them, right? So, well, yeah, okay, so, all right, folks, there you go. Let's talk about the next thing here. Let's go to the next segment here. But folks, that's where we're at in this country. I think all of you knew that, but that's where we're at right now, is all this nonsense. I'm gonna put my face back up, folks. Um, of course, folks, this is all an illusion, right? We're all suffering economically. Yes, I have Cybersnake. Maybe I should have saved that clip for the after dark stream. By the way, folks, if we get, I believe, what is it, one more super chat? Is that all we need for me to put on the makeup? I think we only need one more. One more super chat or one more donation of our. Do we already reach that donation goal to get? I don't think we did, right? We just need one more to get put on the makeup, and then if we get put on the makeup. If we get to 7, I'll stream for 30 more minutes. And if we get to 10, we'll do an after dark stream, okay? For those that are, let me just do my little bit here, folks. For those that are over on Twitch, if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can subscribe to my channel for free and send me some of Jeff Bezos' money, redistribute the wealth a bit to poor old little me. If you'd like to, or you can also subscribe just regularly, in which case you will no longer have to see ads over there. Thank you very much, Dolly Boy. If you're over on YouTube, you can become a channel member for as little as 99 cents a month. And then you'll get access to cute little a jester hat next to your name and cute little emojis that are members only for the chat, amongst other things. And there'll all occasionally be members only streams as well, which I've been trying to do more often. So please do that as well. Now then, because Dolly Boy just sent that, I will now be putting on the jester makeup. So first of all, while we're doing that, let me pull up the other thing here for us to talk about. There's some crazy news going on. Trump is saying that he's going to be sending about $12 billion to bail out American farmers after he destroyed their livelihoods with tariffs, which is kind of funny because he's an idiot. Let's go here. I've got to find it now. All right. That was that sounded horrific. I mean, I'll show you so you know I'm not full. That was Ren. I can't really play it on stream right now, but that's from Ren. It sounded so dirty. Okay, I'm gonna be reacting to a Ren video pretty soon. Another Ren video. So I just so you know, I'm not being possessed by I'm not being possessed by the demon semen at the moment. Okay. So oh, that's right. The other thing I wanted to watch here. Okay. After sitting up what? Yep, Dolly Boy, of course. We can barely send we can send 40 billion to Argentina, but only 12 billion to the farmers, apparently. Okay. Um
On this Monday.
While I'm doing this, okay. Yeah, Doug, I'm gonna react to another of his videos. I wasn't gonna tell you, it was gonna be a surprise, but okay. I just gave it away. So I'm going to folks, while I'm putting on the makeup, I thought we could watch this real fast. This is just a little clip. It's a 9-minute long clip about there is going to be a white supremacist hate conference in Tennessee. And this is just a little clip of these. We all know we really like this guy on the right, this investigative reporter, talking about this white supremacist hate conference that's going on. It's about 9 minutes. So while I'm putting on my makeup, I thought we could just listen to that and I could comment on it. Yeah, not in my holler, right, Meowsord? Okay, so let's just quickly listen to this.
They were getting brand new insight about the guest list for an annual hate conference at a state park right here in Middle Tennessee. And we've now discovered it includes people who have celebrated political violence. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston. Carrie is off. The American Renaissance Conference has been coming to the area since 2012, yet not much has been known about the cast of characters who attend. That is until now.
So the American Renaissance magazine is a very old white supremacist, neo-Nazi magazine in the United States. Is that so, Alvin? Okay, I can turn it down. That's fair, Alvin. I know I may have the audio on this one was kind of strange. Okay, so the American Renaissance, obviously it's referring to a rebirth, right? An American rebirth, a Renaissance. That's what Renaissance means. It means a rebirth. And what it does, this magazine does, I forget the name of the guy who founded it, but it pretends to be an academic journal. So it kind of presents itself as this academic journal about American history and politics and culture. And it's really just a neo-Nazi rag that promotes race theories and says that like European civilization is the epitome of all things. White Europeans are the superior race to everyone else. And it has a lot of sway on like the very far right fringes of America. And so I didn't know they had a conference for American Renaissance. Of course, Dolly Boy, that is when history begins for them, right? The Renaissance. So by the way, more and more historians are downplaying the importance of the Renaissance historically, which is interesting. But we could talk about that sometime. So let's see what we'll see what goes on here.
News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams was there 3 weeks ago when the conference returned to Montgomery Bell State Park in Dixon County. Phil is with us now, and I know you've been working hard to figure out who you were actually seeing come into that place, right?
That's right, which was not something that the conference organizers liked at all. As it turns out, there's probably a good reason.
Who would have thought? Bunch of Nazi cowards.
If you are not here to celebrate and lift up love, what are you doing here? Why would you come?
Among the changing colors of the season.
Oh, I know, right, Dolly? You're totally right, Dolly Boy. Okay. God, I wish we could have organized our own little protest here.
Visitors came from across the country for a conference where the only color that really matters is white.
But because there are 200 or 300 people in that building over there that believe only they belong in this country.
Here at Tennessee's Montgomery Bell State Park, protest.
You know what? A lot of those folks, those super hyper racist folks, they believe in like a white homeland. Is it really? Okay, God, this video is so loud. They believe in like a white homeland. And I think that's kind of funny because, well, Like, I'm actually okay with that. It's like, hey, you know what? If all these people want to live on their own homeland, you know what? Sure. Let's find a nice big island somewhere and let's let them all go live there together. Okay? I am okay with them going, these people, not white people generally, but like these people going to live in their own space. If they need a safe space because they're afraid of some brown person, of brown people, or like someone having a different skin color than them, then please, I have no problem not living near them and them going to live in their own quote unquote homeland somewhere by themselves, excluded on an island away from the rest of us normal people. Just my thought. Just my thought.
Protesters were kept far from attendees at the American Renaissance Conference, an event that, as the protesters see it, represents.
Of course, after a few generations, they would literally be, a bit inbred. They would have trouble, raising the arm. They'd be like, Heil Hitler, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't be able to do much there. That was kind of mean to me, but you see what I mean. Like, they would have a little bit of a problem. But still, it'd be kind of funny.
The worst of the world of hate.
And we want our message of tolerance and acceptance to stand in stark contrast to what they're advocating for in there.
Exactly what they advocate inside the Park's Lodge is a closely guarded secret, as is the guest list, which is what led us to stake out the security checkpoint, standing in a public spot in a public park where we found some attendees desperate to hide from our cameras. For this woman, it was an effort that required both hands.
It's my understanding that you have been providing these pictures to people in past years.
And this man, a longtime American Renaissance speaker and attorney who has represented the Klan and other hate groups, accused us of working with domestic terrorists. So when he stopped to take pictures, I decided to confront his questions.
The irony in accusing a journalist of working with domestic terrorists when you're literally the lawyer that defends the Klan, which is like the most that when like is literally a white supremacist terrorist organization. Oh, that'd be a shame, Sir Bartholomew. I'm sure I wouldn't suspect you at all, Sir Bartholomew, if you did that. Okay. The cowardice is laughable if you really believe it. Yeah, exactly. Like they're such cowards, aren't they, Dolly Boy?
Directly. Did you have any questions for me?
Well, I'd be happy to ask you. Y'all are with Channel 5?
I am with Channel 5. I'm Phil Williams.
Hi, I'm Sam Dixon. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Sam.
The reason is we have reason.
Oh, God, please. I don't like his name. I think you all know why.
Called Antifa. And they have tried to prevent us from having our meetings. And
I assure you I'm not Antifa. Back at the checkpoint, we saw some familiar faces.
Hello, Thomas. How are you, sir?
That's Thomas Rousseau. He's the leader of the Patriot Front, the white nationalist group known for its flash mob protests, as well as its training of young...
Oh my God, okay, remember what I said about the homoeroticism on the right wing? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Okay, and I'm not looking at it because I'm enjoying looking at it, because I really am actually not enjoying looking at it, but I mean, come on.
Front, the white nationalist group.
Oh yeah, we're such big men.
Known for its flash mob protests, as well as its training of young...
Yeah, let's get shirtless and beat each other up in a circle somewhere. Yeah, let's get all oiled up and roll around on the ground. Yeah, let's take some pictures of it. Yeah, dude, right? I mean, okay.
Men for battle. They want an America that's for whites only. And this is Eric Orwell, the Arkansas man who heads Return to the Land, the group that wants to build a whites-only community in Tennessee. Recently posted photos show Patriot Front showed up at Orwell's compound in Arkansas to help with building projects there. That despite what seemed like his efforts to distance himself from the group when we talked a few weeks back.
Exactly, Dolly Boy.
When we did the Zoom interview, you expressed some ambivalence. But then they came to your place and did some work.
No, I'm all for helping them and them helping us. I do have some personal ideological disagreements, but they're relatively minor.
Of course. Yep. All right, folks, the
then there's
done.
Greg Johnson, the man in the passenger seat who, as you can see, was none too happy to see our cameras. One of the speakers at the conference, Johnson, is author of the White Nationalist Manifesto.
There we go. There's that guy. Remember that guy? The guy that shot it was at Sweden. Well, I know, Meowser. Like, they're such cowards, aren't they? Yep, there he is. Piece of shit. Absolute piece of shit, Breivik is. Hope he rots forever in prison. Is it Norway? Did I say Sweden? I'm sorry, Norway. Okay.
For a mass murder committed by
Look at that soulless face he has too. Like soulless, sociopathic face. Anyway.
Nazi Anders Breivik in 2011, first killing 8 people with a van bomb, followed by the massacre of 69 people at a Norwegian youth camp. Greg Johnson wrote of his, quote, strange new respect for the killer, who he argued was engaged in resistance to genocide.
So how low would your IQ have to be to believe that that guy's a hero who is a resistor of genocide? Like, honestly, okay.
Although Johnson said it would have been better if he had killed the actual leadership of Norway's Labour Party or the leaders of the Norwegian press instead of innocent children. Breivik, he wrote, simply chose the wrong targets for his killing spree. Back at the protest,
does it surprise you that you have someone like Greg Johnson who, defends mass shooters?
It doesn't surprise me. Like I said, it is the worst of the worst.
Then there was Johnson's companion, David Zutty. He has defended the neo
There's another couple roommates, right?
Nazi who drove into a crowd of protesters in Charlottesville, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer. The killer was convicted of first-degree murder. Yet David Zutty tweeted, quote, James Fields is a hero who did nothing wrong. And, quote, Charlottesville made me realize that many liberals aren't fully human, along with the true extent of Jewish media control.
Wow. Oh, that wasn't predictable, was it, folks? Who would have thought? He thought the media was controlled by the Jews. Wow, that was a shocker. Are any of us surprised?
He has also defended those who assaulted Capitol Police on January 6th.
Oh, I know, Meowser, like literally.
We also spotted this man from Atlanta. His name is Jared Huggins, and he was once part of a neo-Nazi group called Identity Europa.
Oh my God, Identity Europa. They're so LARPy, guys. Look at this, guys. So look, if you look closely at his shirt, you can barely see it. I came not quite sure what it says, but there's an image of a fasces, literally a fascist, like where the word fascism comes from. Do you remember how in that video we watched yesterday, they showed the swastikas and they're like, those aren't swastikas, those are symbols of peace and fate. Like, do you think that they would, if you asked him, he'd be like, oh, that doesn't stand for fascism. It stands for like, law and order and things. How much abuse are we expected to take before we no longer give an F about Skittish Kitten? I know. If you go back and watch the first video I ever posted on YouTube, it was me basically being like, I'm worried what will happen because people are very upset. Okay.
Huggins was also in Charlottesville.
Yeah, look at this. Anyway,
according to hate researchers who uncovered this Facebook post under a different last name where he called the weekend, quote, effing metal, and this Twitter post where he celebrated the Dodge Challenger used in the murder. Then there was a Pennsylvania man who heads a publishing house that reprints Nazi and other far-right books, and this young man from East Tennessee wearing a cap for the National Alliance. His name, we discovered, is Dylan Gaidano. National Alliance is...
You know what? You got to... Yeah, bro, you don't understand. It means strength through unity, bro. Exactly, Dolly boy. So, oh my God, the Turner Diaries. Okay, first of all, I just want to say, I have several things to say, and they all came to me at once. First, deeply appreciate this journalist for getting the names of these people and capturing their images on camera and doing it in a way that's subtle so that it doesn't appear as if they're trying to like reveal people, but they are. Love that. Great journalism. Second of all, do we remember what the Turner Diaries are? That is that white supremacist manual that basically imagines a future where there's a giant race war and kind of glorifies the idea of race war in the United States. And kind of teaches how to do it and things like that. And it's a big, popular book on the far right in the United States, the Turner's Diaries, a horrific book. It partially inspired the Oklahoma City bombings, amongst other things.
The group originally founded by neo-Nazi William Pierce. Pierce's book, The Turner Diaries, helped inspire Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh.
There you go.
Social media accounts linked to Gaetano have expressed admiration for violent white supremacists Robert J. Matthews and Fraser Glenn Miller. One
God.
Telegram post stated, quote, "For me at least, if our goals aren't met in my lifetime, I will pull up."
Look at this. God, so, well, I hesitated. The last couple of days, all we've been talking about are gay people, basically. Probably because we've been talking about the right wing. I'm just kidding. But look here, it says homosexuality and transgenderism was always banned in the alliance, and we continue that stance today. So we're going to take our shirts off and go fight each other and rub each other on the ground and shit like that in a men's only weekend in the woods. Okay, I added that last part. But still, okay, one day for all the great. One day, all these defective people will be removed from society and the world. Oh, good. For me, at least, if our goals aren't met in my lifetime, I will pull a page out of Master Sergeant Fraser Glenn Miller's playbook. Okay, good. So that's calling for violence. Gotta love this. Gotta love this.
Page
All
out
right.
of Master Sergeant Fraser Glenn Miller's playbook. Fraser Glenn Miller shot and killed 3 members of a Kansas Jewish community in 2014 because he wanted to kill some Jews before he died.
Perhaps the best clue about what was happening inside comes from this man we
I love
spotted
this
at
guy.
the checkpoint. Emil Kazman is a Romanian-born pro-Russian podcaster.
Of course the pro-Russians are there. Of course they are. God, of course, like there is so much overlap. Like there are so many like Putin-loving Russian people out there that are just like love the far right wing. I mean, I know there's a big go back to Russia. I mean, and I don't care about my immigration or stuff, but like I don't okay. And I always think it's funny how Putin was always being like, we're denazifying Ukraine, even though Russia has some of the most neo-Nazis in the world. Like they have massive numbers of neo-Nazis. They have tons of people there that are outright supportive of Nazism and white supremacy. Now, obviously, not all Russians at all. A lot of Russians don't support that, but like, oh, this is like a caricature of itself. Of course, there's a far right Russian guy that comes here, Romanian born. Oh my God, how can you be okay, you know what? I'm not gonna ask.
Who was invited to the conference to observe.
Right over there, they are videotaping us because somehow we are bad dudes.
This was Kazman we spotted outside the lodge. He later described the atmosphere inside the conference as one where it was anti-Semitism that really invigorated the crowd.
I think the Jews are in control over there. These kind of things. A lot of people cheered. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Dolly. You knew, Dolly boy. It's like you can read my mind. You knew exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
They're like, good job, man, telling us the truth.
The podcaster said the
Jesus
National
Christ.
Alliance had a
Look at this. Guys,
table
look at
set
this.
up.
I'm sorry. They're wearing suits and they have drinks, and it's like an older man with like a younger guy.
where
Okay.
it was selling its materials, but American Renaissance insisted that the Turner Diaries be
No, me
kept
too,
under the
Meowsword.
table out of public view.
Guys, you know what the reason was? These guys are neo-Nazis. These are Nazis.
All right, Meowsword.
That was the answer. They are Nazis. That's why we don't do it. It's a Nazi book.
Mr. Taylor, hi.
Well, it is a Nazi book. It's like, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, like Sir Bartholomew. I mean, come on, like. All
Phil
right.
Williams. That's a far different story from when I first met American Renaissance founder Jerry Taylor a year ago.
How about the neo?
That's Jerry Taylor. Oh my God, I recognize his face, guys. So I hope hopefully you get to hear him talk. He like talks like an academic. He's like, oh, and we like to. Hopefully that you get to hear him. Oh yes, blah 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 blah. Oh, I'm such an academic. I'm just an academic. And by the way, Jews are evil and the gays should die. And all, like he's a creepy ass piece of shit. Okay, I recommend if you're ever curious, look up interviews with him. He's the founder of American Renaissance. Okay.
I don't even know a neo-Nazi.
But inside the conference this year,
He said,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
That, what was his expression? That promotes violence and terrorism. Do you know that?
Kosman said Jerry Taylor privately insisted the group's Turner Diaries was a real problem. Which is why these protesters say what happens here inside this state park cannot be ignored.
And this group kind of represents the worst of the worst. And I wanted to at least be out here to say that that's
Okay, at least there's counter
not the
protest, I guess.
America that I grew up with. That's not the America that I believe in.
Okay, guys.
Now, we've also identified other people at the conference, including
Almost done.
a Lutheran pastor from Southeast Alabama
Of
who has
course there
connections
is.
to what has been described as a neo-Confederate group. And to be
Oh,
clear,
of course, the Confederates, they're also there.
everyone there
God, this is like just a show and tell of the worst people on the planet.
advocates violence, although it is also clear there are some, including some influential attendees, who refuse to reject it.
A lot of work put into this, Phil. Appreciate it. At the top of the newscast, we mentioned that this event has been held out.
Alyssa, that's weird. Your comment didn't load. I just saw your comment over there about you said that your comment didn't load on my main thing here. Do you see yeah, oh yeah, I did see that. Okay, you guys. Yeah, okay. So this is that's that. Okay, well I'm glad we saw that. That was insane. So what I'd like to do now, let's talk about as I said, let's talk about some of the stuff going on in the news here. All right. So oh, this is interesting. So I remember seeing this earlier. As we can guess, folks, everyone ready for war? Yay! I'm so excited for us to commit more war crimes and invade another country, or at least bomb the hell out of it, because we're gonna spread American freedom with our bombs, apparently. Jesus Christ. Okay, Trump administration quietly builds plans for what would happen if Maduro were ousted in Venezuela. Is anyone surprised by this? I mean, we already have like a Star Destroyer sitting in the Caribbean. Um, we've already been openly talking about bombing Venezuela and removing Maduro in what is an illegal act of aggression. But it's the Trump administration and it's America generally, so we gotta, we view Latin America as our empire, so we gotta just treat it like shit whenever we want and remove whoever we want. Anyway, so there's that, and that's kind of predictable. That's kind of a small thing, I guess, because we already knew that. Oh, almost certainly, Dolly Boy. They've been waiting for an opportunity to do it. Another thing here is there is it does, Alvin. It totally does. Now it's illegal, Alvin, for him to be reelected, but that doesn't mean he won't try. Okay. So Supreme Court. Here's the thing. Did you all hear about this too? I forgot to mention this. So this is really bad news. It was not, Alvin, not yet, at least. It hasn't been canceled. That is still the law. You still can only have two terms, but that doesn't mean he won't try to overturn it, Alvin. Okay. Yeah, it probably won't stop him, but okay. So I'm just trying to find a better. So I don't know if you heard this. Yeah, okay, there, exactly, Alvin. Like it basically, yeah, okay. So I don't know if you heard about this, guys. So the Republicans, if America wasn't corrupt enough, and we've talked about this before, there I am covered in makeup, J-Mac. Hello. Welcome back, J-Mac. Welcome to the clown show. Thank you so much, Dolly Boy. Okay. Thank you. If you guys don't know, for those who aren't American, we have an extremely corrupt election system here in the US. We have essentially legalized corruption. Corporations and private individuals can donate almost unlimited amounts of money to politicians, and maybe not directly to them, but they can do it through things called super PACs, which have unaccountable money. Regardless, most elections, something like 98% of elections, are decided by whichever candidate raises the most money, and most of that money comes from corporations and the elites, which is why we cannot have nice things in this country, because most of our politics, most of them, not all of them, there are a few who don't accept these donations. Most of them are deeply corrupt and in bed with corporate entities and the elites. Okay. So if that wasn't bad enough, this is what the GOP is trying to do. For those who don't know, GOP is the Republican Party. There is currently, I know, isn't that hilarious, Pancake? Right? We are the least democratic, bastion of democracy in the world. It's quite humorous to me. Don't you like how we're always spreading our freedom and democracy elsewhere, Pancake? Okay, that's a joke, by the way. Obviously, that's not what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, it's insane. It is absolutely insane. And by the way, even if we didn't have campaign contributions, it's still not really a direct, isn't it great? It's still not even really a democracy because we have something called the Electoral College. So even if someone wins the vast majority of votes for the presidency, they may not be the president. Anyway, so much for us being the bastion of democracy in the world. It's a farce, folks. It's a farce, and you shouldn't believe it. Okay, we're not a bastion of democracy. And we should us the people should in fact make it a bastion of democracy, but right now we're not trying very hard to make that happen. Okay. So the Supreme Court appears they're hearing a case by that's being led by the GOP to remove any spending limits whatsoever for direct contributions to politicians. Okay, so I'm going to read through this. Oh, God damn it! Now, shit, goddamn CNN. 1 second, I'll find a better version of this. Remove spending limits. And it looks like, I know, J-Mac, isn't that great? It looks like that the Supreme Court, shocking, is probably going to side with the GOP and be like, yeah, sure, let's have all the corruption we want in the world. Why not? Right? Why not? Thank you, Matt Saiga. Oh, we've gotten to 7, folks. Okay, so that means I'll stream for an extra 30 minutes now. We've gotten to 7. So we'll stream for an extra 30 minutes. And then if we get to 10, we'll do a Jester After Dark. Yeah, it is. So basically what it allows, folks, is that it allows these super PACs, which are campaign organizations that okay, so previously you could donate unlimited amounts of money to super PACs. And they wouldn't even have to disclose who donated to them. And then those super PACs could advertise and advocate on behalf of politicians. The only exception to this was that they couldn't directly coordinate with the campaign they were supporting. So let's say you have a super PAC that's aligned with, there you go, Dolly Boy. You have a super PAC that is aligned with Donald Trump. They could not coordinate their actions with Donald Trump, but they could accept unlimited amounts of money and then advocate on his behalf as long as they don't coordinate with him. Now, obviously, there would still be ways to coordinate because you just copy what the campaign is doing. But now what they're doing is they're saying, nah, that's okay. Yeah, they're trying to overturn that law so that it is legal to coordinate with those super PACs. So now these super PACs that can take unlimited amounts of money from corporations and individuals and not report who it is actually that's donating to them can coordinate with the campaigns they're supporting and basically act as an arm of those campaigns. Oh, of course, Alvin. Yes, they do just buy it. Absolutely, they do just buy it. Yep, say bye-bye to anyone that doesn't work with billionaires. And it was already bad, folks, but this is just going to make it worse. And because the Supreme Court is absolutely corrupt and they're all members of the Federalist Society, which was Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump's big accomplishment, was to remake the Supreme Court as a conservative hellscape. Okay. Yep, yep, you're right. And boy, do I wish we had that here. Boy, do I wish we had that here, Pancake. Alas, we have a very corrupt campaign system, which is why Donald Trump is president, okay? Because people were fed up with people not being elected people being elected that we don't like, that the people don't like. And so they turned to someone who they viewed as anti-establishment and anti-politics, even though he was just another one of the establishment, but just a monster, like a much worse version of it, which is how fascism forms. So that's good. We're very deeply corrupt. Yep. Oh, yeah. It's just a party for rich people. That's for sure. So for those who aren't from the United States, it's all a lie. We're not actually a democracy. We're an oligarchy, and the people of the United States actually have very little say in what happens. I'm not just saying that. Okay, it literally is true. Okay, there have been multiple studies on it. Okay, and then so basically, Americans are forced to choose between the Democratic candidate, which is almost always a bribed politician who will advocate on behalf of the wealthy and corporations and might like throw some bones to the populace, or the Republican candidate who will be a raging racist fascist who is deeply in the pocket of corporate entities and the wealthy. And then we wonder why people got alienated and went for a lunatic like Trump. Okay. Anyway, Okay. And by the way, last thing here, folks. Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, they threw us little crumbs like they were going to give you tax credits. Fuck you, just tax the rich. Yep. And guys, can I point something else out here? You know that the majority of Americans support universal Medicare for all, right? The majority of Americans want universal Medicare for all. The majority of Americans do not support Israel's genocide in Gaza. The majority of Americans don't want war with Venezuela, for example. I haven't checked that one. That might be the case. It might be the case that a lot do. I haven't checked that one, but I'm assuming they don't. Okay. A majority of Americans don't like Donald Trump, literally. If you look at the polls, a majority don't like him. Now, if you okay, yep, oh, Alvin, yep, 100%. Um, and if we had a real democracy, if we had a government by the people, which is what democracy means, it is like democracy by government by the people, you would suspect we would have all those things. Majority of Americans support more gun regulations. But folks, we don't have a democracy. We don't. We have an oligarchy. It's ruled by a few powerful elites and corporate entities. And by the way, how embarrassing is that? Like the rest of the world laughs at us a lot, even though most of us agree with the rest of the world. It always looks like we're a bunch of idiots over here because even though we want those things, we don't have those things. Okay, it's humiliating. All right. Um, okay. So just something to think about. It is a pet peeve of mine. Yep, exactly, J-Mac. But that's what I'm saying, J-Mac. And you all know I'm not like rah, rah, rah America, but most Americans don't like those things. Most Americans want more gun regulations. Most Americans do want universal health care, but we can't have nice things because it's not our government, right? It's not a democracy, folks. It's not a democracy. And as soon as people start realizing that and stop using that word, maybe we can convince more people to establish a real democracy in this country. Okay. And by the way, another note here. Remember how I said that early in America? I'm going to put my face back up. JMac. Okay. So JMac, that is fair. So JMac says they refuse to vote for their own interests. They are class traitors. I agree with you partially, JMac, but I think you would agree with me too, JMac. Which party are they going to vote for to meet their class interests? Okay. Um. What? You see what I mean, J-Mac? Like, who would you vote for to look after the working class? Yeah, like like the Democrats. You think they're going to they're going to align with the working class? You see what I mean? What about the Republicans? I got you. That makes sense, J-Mac. But also, J-Mac, think about the media apparatus that is operating to prevent that from happening. Like, so I understand. J-Mac, I understand. And I agree with you that like people need to vote better, but at the same time, there's so many things working against people voting correctly. You see what I mean? Like, I have trouble fully blaming the populace when the system is making it almost impossible for them to know who to vote for. Although, I do partially agree with you, J-Mac. I wish people did. Um. Okay. So, um, guys, by the way, for the folks that are here that are not from America and didn't know what I just talked about, didn't know that about America. You almost immediately, I'm guessing, when I said that, thought to yourselves, "Oh my God, that is super that is super corrupt. That is insane. Why would someone have a system like that?" It is very hard to convince Americans of that because so many Americans have been brainwashed into thinking that we are thinking that we are like the bastion of democracy. We have this American exceptionalism. We can't do anything wrong. And guys, I used to get bored, and when the war in Ukraine started, I used to go and watch Russian media. Like there some on YouTube, there are compilations of Russian media. Um, and I would go and watch it just to see what their state media was saying and things like that. And guys, it is so not different. It is like exactly the same as American media. I mean, okay, it's a little different, but like the Russian media touts the line of Putin's regime, is always screaming about Russian exceptionalism and how Ukraine was never its own country or blah, 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 blah. Okay, talking about how, this is a religious war, whatever other nonsense they spew on Russian state TV. But then you go over to American TV and it's like corporate TV or like oligarch TV. And it's not run directly by the government, but it is still spewing massive amounts of propaganda on a daily basis. Okay, J-Mac, yeah, okay, that's fair, J-Mac, yeah. That's fair. Okay. Anyways, I just need to get that rant out of my way. Russia Today on top. Yep. Yep. Okay. Is what is Russia Today? I need to remind myself. Russia Today. Russia Today. Is that the oh God. RT, okay, Alvin, I will say, I don't know if you're being serious. No, you're right. You're right. I had a mind blank, Alvin. I know RT. RT, I don't know if you're actually saying you like it or not. It has some good reporting, but it also it spouts propaganda too. Okay, good. Making sure. Oh, thank God, Alvin. Okay, all right. Thank God, because Alvin, you have to understand. I've met people. There are some lefties out there. I'm kid you not, in the United States that like RT. And I have to be careful in how I approach it so I don't alienate them. So I'll be like, yeah, maybe they do some good reporting, but they're basically Russian propaganda. Okay. Anyway, so forgive me, Alvin. I kind of revealed though a big problem there. Yep. If only the state-run media didn't completely lie. Totally. Oh, absolutely, outer signal. Absolutely. You're totally right. Okay, guys. And cannot do anything to change it. You all have guns. You yet are so defenseless. So see here, I shocked that people are. Oh, I know. And I will say so. Pancake. When I was in grad school, I studied when I was getting my PhD. I didn't finish my PhD. When I was getting my PhD, I studied something called the development of systems of social control in the 20th century United States. So I massively studied how the American government, corporations, and elites essentially control the American populace and keep them obedient, keep them passive, and keep them from fighting for change. So, although I know it sounds crazy, I know I really need to finish my PhD, JMac. Although it sounds crazy, there is a massive amount of propaganda brainwashing people in the United States. So, like, it would be nice if Americans. I can't talk about this too much. Uh, Pancake, but you have to understand there's a lot of social control, a lot of propaganda control going on to prevent change from happening. Let's put it that way. Okay. And race, and also one of the reasons why racial issues, gender issues, issues of sexuality, and all that other crap are like always talked about in the U.S. is because it's a distraction. It prevents people from organizing the working class from organizing in a way that allows them to resist collectively against their economic oppression. We divide ourselves on all these lines. Like for a long time, unions were mainly white, and they did not like black people in the unions, which made it a lot harder to organize. Or, for example, women were left out of the labor movement. Okay, or like what we just saw, these clips of them debating gay people having demon semen or whatever. Okay, like what? This is nonsense. Like, why are we rambling about like trans people or gay people when we're all suffering horribly? Well, that's because that's a nice distraction, right? And the media loves talking about those things because if they were to talk about the economic issues, it would be against their um it would be against their interests, right? I understand. I am in full solidarity with your people, and I hope you will be possible to be free. Thank you. Oh, no, I understand that, Pancake. I understand. Thank you. Um, I'm just explaining to you why that is the way it is, because I agree with you. I wish, yep, get the proletariat to blame all each other rather than looking up, right? Looking up at the rich. Okay. So anyway, that horrified me. The fact that the Supreme Court is going to further worsen this problem rather than try to improve it, which is what we really need. Okay. We really need this shit improved. Because for all the people watching out there, I'm sure most of you don't feel necessarily economically secure, right? Oh my God, Dolly Boy, thank you. And with that, folks, we are now going to do an After Dark stream. So thank you very much, Dolly Boy. We will do the After Dark stream now. Okay. Okay. Thank you. As always, thank you, Dolly Boy. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna go back. Let me go back. There's some other news items. So there's that. Um, we need to remember we're not in a democracy, and I want a democracy. And I'm not raw America, but it is true that we were founded by a bunch of revolutionaries. Okay. And I wish to God we would get back to that tradition in some way. Am I saying we need to do a violent revolution? No, I'm just saying maybe we, get back to that tradition of us owning shit. Okay. By the way, also why I'm a socialist, because I love the idea of democracy, and I think that businesses should be owned democratically as well. We go to work every day, and we're in an authoritarian power structure. We have a dictatorial leader above us. Um, Alvin, don't worry. A lot of socialists have already. Um, so why don't we turn our workplaces into democracies too? Why do we have to be in an authoritarian regime when we go to work? That's my opinion. I know not everyone in here is a socialist, but it's just something to think about. We often, American propaganda and the way we think about things tries to separate the public from the private. So, like, if you're working for a private company, if we're working for a private company, it's okay to be oppressed because it's privately owned, right? It's okay that you don't have freedom of speech. It's okay that you get fired and things like that, and that you have no power or control over over your own work, the profit that you're producing, and things like that. That's authoritarian. And we spend a large chunk of our lives in an authoritarian space, and then we're taught that we need to constantly demand freedom and stuff from the government, but we're not allowed to demand that from the place we spend most of our lives. Okay. Um, you see what I mean? So maybe if we owned our own businesses democratically, where we literally we could, and there's many ways to do this. We could vote. We could have a voting structure in our companies, where the employees jointly vote on how much money they bring in, how much, what the profits are going to be, where the profits go. They get to vote on, like, where to expand. Like, we could do things like that. There are many ways to structure businesses other than a dictatorial way, and there's already businesses like that. They're called co-ops. Okay. Anyway, there's other ways we could do this too. There are many forms of doing this. I just don't like the authoritarian power structure. Okay. Yeah, Alvin, but it'd be nice if it were the employees that did it, right? You're right. The shareholders do it, but why don't we have the employees do it? I'd vote for a shame the executives. I totally agree, JMac, right? Okay. So I'll get off my high horse here, folks. Just something to think about. I think Americans should be more upset that we don't have democratic workplaces. Yeah, there you go, Al. Exactly, Alvin. That's exactly what I mean. If workers should be the shareholders in the company, they should own the company. The worker should own the company and decide what to do with its profits. Okay, wouldn't that be nice? Because they're the ones doing the work. And by the way, some of you may be thinking, well, what if they vote wrong? What if they do things wrong? Yeah, that might happen. And if they do, that company will fail. And what do you think happens in other companies? If there's a boss or an owner that does things badly, that company's going to fail. So it happens in either situation, okay? But I think one situation is better. That's my opinion. I guess in the meantime, you should join unions if we can't have yep, totally. Pancake. They do better. Okay. All right, guys. I'll get off my socialist box here. And let's talk about some other things in the news. I did see we did okay. Um, right. See, we did this one. There was the other story. I know I'm on CNN. Don't always. I know. Isn't that nice, Alvin? I would love that. I would love that. We don't have anything like that here. We have a very weak union sector in the United States. It's been crushed. We have a very violent labor history. So most of our unions have been crushed or legally made. It's really hard for them to fight back. And a lot of unions are corrupt also because they're deeply in bed with the Democratic Party. Anyway, so not all of them, though. There are some that are good. Basically, ones that have been formed recently. Okay, guys. So I'm trying to find. Oh yes, here's another thing, guys. I meant to mention this. Okay. Yep, there you go. Starbucks. Yep. So if you guys look here, dozens of okay, does I don't know why the last few days we've been talking a lot about okay, um, I feel uncomfortable even reading this aloud. So dozens of boys say they were abused in a Christian scouting program that vowed to raise godly men. Are any of us surprised by this? Are any of us surprised by this? Gay people, for example, are always being told that they are. I know I'm going on a lot about gay people. Forgive me. The last couple days, Um, I've needed to. I needed to rant about gay stuff a little bit. Forgive me. Okay. But we. Everyone there's this idea that gay people are pedophiles, for example, right? We just saw them talk and those other things that are talking about gay people as predators and crap like that. But we all know where the real predators are, right? Okay, obviously I'm exaggerating. I am not trying. Thank you, John Gray. I'm not trying to demonize all religious people, but the predators are in the homophobic organizations and the religious organizations. Okay. So what do you mean global? What do you mean the gay issue is a micro of the big problem? What big problem are you referring to, Michael? Or I'm sorry, global. What big problem are you referring to? So, how many times do we have to that Christian organizations, Christian religious leaders, are attacking children? Are attacking children. Um, yeah, you're right, global. Okay, and yet anyway. I get frustrated, folks. I told you this before. When I was a gay teacher, right? When I was teaching, there's a lot of fear when it comes to being a gay teacher because there's a historical trend of viewing men, especially gay men, as pedophiles. So working around kids is kind of scary. I know that sounds bizarre, but you have to be extra careful because you're watched extra more because people think you're going to be doing things to their kids. All right, and I'm just being blunt about it, and I just get so frustrated because it's where are the pedophiles? We see. Okay, anyway, the pedophiles are in the government. First of all, if you looked at the Epstein files, I'm going to get banned off YouTube, and they are in oh, Alvin. Okay, that's fair, Alvin. It might be an American thing. Gay people were often betrayed as equitable to pedophilia, and in the United States, they were actually banned from teaching in places like California because it was thought that being gay was a perversion that led you to do things like touch children. Okay. Um, so, yep. Thank you, John Gray. They're in the church and they're in the media and they're the government. Anyway, and I'm just sick of hearing story after story of children being assaulted in all these organizations where there are powerful people. And what are we doing about it? No one is, MAGA is insane. Obviously, we can say that without a fact. We all know that the QAnon crap was crazy, but Jesus Christ, it makes you wonder. You remember how QAnon was always there's pedophiles everywhere? I mean, there kind of are. It seems like in all these places of power. And no, I am not QAnon. All that is nonsense. But okay. You know what, Alvin? I think they do. I think they do. They think that I think Meowsord said that once that doing that to kids is like a power move. It's a way of express of power, and it's really disturbing to me. And if you'll remember, folks, the Boy Scouts, the American Boy Scouts, ended up having to make some major changes because it was found that so many kids were being assaulted within the Boy Scouts, and so they've now changed the Boy Scouts to be inclusive of trans people, of girls, and things like that. It's no longer one gender. It now lets in transgender people, women and thin girls and things like that, and they don't have nearly as many problems anymore, if any. But this organization, which was formed uh, to allow for a safe space for Christian boys so they didn't have to be around all those pesky trans people, is the one assaulting people. Like, okay. All right. So anyway, that's another rant of mine. I don't know. I'm just on a ranting spree today, folks. Okay, let's go to this one. Um, surprise, right, Alvin? Shocking. Um, there was one other story I wanted to tell you all about. There's one other story. What? Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Alvin. I love having you here, Alvin. You should come back more often. I like how you compliment me, okay? It boosts my ego. All right. Um, yes, no, you're right in your group, but they do now. The scouts do now, as I recall. I could be wrong, maybe mixing them up. But like because they had all these issues and they got criticized for it, and now they do. At least in most places, they do. The scouts still aren't great. I still don't like the scouts. But okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I'm sorry. I misread what you said in your group. I understand. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay. All right. So there's that. Isn't that fun? Um, time is it? Fellas? I got to check here. Okay. I feel like there was another thing I wanted to talk about. Thank you, Alvin. I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you. And don't mind if I promote myself by reading aloud what Alvin said. I like the way that you say things. It's easy to understand. Other political streamers use a lot of lingo, so I definitely will come back, especially when this is my second. Excellent, Alvin. I'm glad to hear that. I am a teacher, Alvin, so I'm used to having to phrase things in a way that people of multiple languages can understand, if that makes sense. Okay, or people of who speak English as a second language. Maybe for you, JMac. Yeah, I will. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna put my face back up here. Let's just chat for a bit. I felt like I went on a bit of a rant there, a bit of a tangent. What do we think? So let's just do a Q&A here. Are there any questions you have about things going on in politics and history? Let's try to spark a conversation. I am very tired. I don't know why. I've been getting so tired. I need to maybe see a doctor or something. Seriously. But do we have anyone here have a strong opinion about something they want to ask a question about? We have a bit of time left before I get off. I'm trying to see how long I've been streaming for. I know I said an extra 30 minutes, so I want to make sure. How dare you, JMac? I know. I have a Coca-Cola. I shouldn't. I don't support the company at all. Oh yeah, we got 30 minutes left. Okay, I don't support the company at all. Anyway. I don't love Israel. No, not at all. He's trying to. Is that so in your group? Trump is trying to put his face on a coin. I'm looking that up. Trump puts face on coin. Is he like a Caesar? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I see that. He really is. That's horrific. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay. That is hilarious in your groove. That is very funny. He's trying. Oh, he wants to put his face on it. What a lunatic. I don't even know what else to say. Honestly, it's not the end of the world. It's just like, but it's stupid. Like, why would we do that? We still don't have goddamn Harriet Tubman on any coins or any bills or anything, and yet we're going to put Trump's face somewhere. Insane. Okay. Yep. Oh, you're right in your groove. It is. But I didn't even think of that in your groove because he probably will find a way to get around that, or he'll make them and be like, oops, sorry. I guess we should destroy all these. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Another fascist trope. 100%. Okay. Um, okay. Let's see here. I do. Alvin, I love board games. I really like board games. I don't get to play them that often anymore because I'm so busy all the time. But I have a whole bunch of board. I can actually see them from where I'm sitting. I have a bunch of board games. I really like board games. I wish we could do like a thing on stream sometime where we all play a board game together. That'd be kind of fun. I'd like to see you try, J-Mac. I'd like to see you try to destroy me at Risk. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You knew Alvin. Okay. I also love video games too. Uh, um. Oh, let's see here. If I could ask Trump, hello, Victoria. If I could ask one question to Trump right now, who would it be? Who would it be? What would it be? I'm sorry. What would I ask Trump? Hmm. 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 That is a very good question, Victoria. I would probably be really condescending and ask him questions about how he was raised by his parents and his childhood. And be like, "So, are you mad because daddy didn't give you attention? Like, do you ever feel lonely? Do you feel like do you miss your daddy? Did he not, I mean, did he maybe haul off and hit you 1 or 2 times? Is that why you're the way you are?" And as he starts to panic, I'm gonna remain completely calm and be like, "Oh, oh, I see. Oh, yes, I see. So, do you have some are you acting this way because you have some trauma? You have some daddy issues? Do you just want daddy's approval?" Like, I'd probably do something super condescending like that. I would ask him questions like that and kind of psychologically analyze him in a way that pisses him off. Um, yeah, because I have a feeling it'd be triggering for him. I'd like to trigger him. Um, 'Kay, you know? Um, I'd also probably talk about, well, something about compensation. You all know where I'm going with there. Alright, I could check my vitamins, Victoria. Um, 'Kay. Victoria. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Oh, really, In Your Groove? In Your Groove, always coming up with a great ideas here. You're my angel, In Your Groove. Okay, you're not really an angel. I know. But I'm just saying, that's a good idea. We could do virtual tabletop and nominate people to play. What is my favorite board game? Uh, oh, there's several. One I really like. It kind of goes back and forth. Like I have a new board game every like 2 months. I'm playing right now a game called Photosynthesis, which is really fun. It's a beautiful game. Let me show you real fast, guys. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Okay, it's just a board game where you grow trees, and you try to you're competing with other people who are growing trees, and you have to try and get as the most sunlight you can. In order to defeat all the other trees. It is such a beautiful look at this. Look at this game. It is gorgeous, and it's so fun to play, and it's relaxing. The art on the front is beautiful, and then if I show you um, the game board itself, it is so pretty. Um, Here we go. Look at this. Here oh god damn it. Well, this is the game board. It's, like, so pretty, and you have, all these, different trees, and you have to grow them. And I really like it. It's fun. Now there's a lot of games I like. That's just one that I've been playing recently, and I really like it. I think it's very aesthetically pleasing and relaxing to play. Let's see here. It is. It's pretty simplistic. I also like complicated games, but that one is pretty simplistic. Um, okay. What else we got here? You could ask him why his time at Wharton was an I could In Your Groove. I could do like a teachery thing there. Um, 'Kay. Maybe we could do that. We could do, GeoGuessr or time you know what? Let's do Time Guesser. We'll do some Time Guesser here in a second. For those who don't know, a few weeks ago, I had to have surgery on my mouth, because, one of my teeth broke in half, and it still hurts after the surgery. So if you'll notice, the last few days, I've been slowing down on how much I talk and stream near the end of the stream because my mouth starts hurting and I need to like not. I get tired and my mouth starts hurting. So forgive me if I am not if I'm suddenly off track and not talking as much. Right now my mouth is kind of hurting me. But eventually I will get back at being better at structuring these things. Um, so it doesn't in your groove. That's what sucks in your groove. I can't really have anything hard in my mouth. Because I will accidentally bite on it and hurt myself. It's okay. I'm okay, guys. I have painkillers and stuff. It's just that by the afternoon it starts aching, I try not I kind of slow down, but eventually I'll be back to full form. I just hope I'm not scaring anyone away by being not that great of a streamer after I've like near the end. Okay. Um. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. All of you said. I just realized what I said. Folks, obviously that's not true, right? And I'll let you interpret what that means. Um, uh, okay, it's not even Jester After Dark, and I'm making inappropriate comments, okay? Uh, I should phrase it this way, that's the only kind of thing I wanna have in my mouth. Okay, anyway, so moving on. What do we got here? We got, uh everything is normal, okay, I have dental work 2 days before oh, I'm so sorry, Alyssa. Uh, how dare you, Dolly boy. So I'll be good. All right, guys. So uh, let's do this real fast. Let's play some time guesser while we wrap up the stream here. That'll give me a little bit of a chance. Um, all right. I know Outer Signal, you've noticed I've been failing. I've been failing terribly at not letting After Dark stream seep into our day stream. So guys, for those who don't know, when we're going to be doing an After Dark stream tonight, when we reach a certain level of money, I will do a second stream at nighttime. So tonight I'm going to be streaming. I'll probably start somewhere between 7 p.m. Eastern time. Look, I got it, Doug. 7 p.m. Eastern time and 8 p.m. Eastern time. And during the After Dark streams, I'm more relaxed. Sometimes I might be drinking something. Now, these are only over on Twitch. I can't really do it on YouTube for a number of reasons. And we listen to music and we chat informally about things and we do some comedy type stuff. Or not me doing comedy. I'm not that funny, but like we watch funny things and it's more of a relaxed chat where I might say some inappropriate things. So if you're interested, tonight we are going to be doing a Jester After Dark stream starting between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. If anyone's played this before, hey, Matt Saga. So you all have to help me figure out the location, so where we are and the date that the picture was taken. All right. Now, this is Cuba. This is Cuba. And what would be the date of this? Cuba Libre. Like maybe 2000 and oh my goodness. Forgive me. That'll be from now, it's about what? About 3 hours from now? It'll be about 1 AM where you are, Pancake, I'm sorry to say. It'll be about 1 AM when I start streaming. I know for the folks elsewhere in the world, it might be kinda hard to get to it. Okay, so this is Cuba. I think you think 2005, J-Mac? I will go with that. I will go with that. Although, I would suspect it was during no problem, no problem, Pancake. Uh, 'kay, maybe I'll try them earlier some other time. There's a lot of people that miss them because they're in the world. 'Kay. Uh, I think this would be, like, during Obama's administration because he opened up Cuba somewhat. I'm gonna say 2000 and what? 2008? 2008? Let's say 2008. 2010? Okay, we'll do 2010. So let's say 2010. Ooh, Why can't I? All right, we'll go 2010. Why is this not? It's not letting me. Okay, there. We'll just put it right. We'll go to Havana. So Havana, we'll say 2010. Why is my? It is literally not letting me choose. There we go. 2000. It was the ad. The ads are blocking me from choosing. 2010. All right. Isn't it? It's so annoying. Okay. Oh, really? 2010, 2008. Oh, I'm an idiot. You're right, J-Mac. Okay. Let's make a guess. Hey, guys. Oh, that was good. That was good. Did you see that? Um, oh, absolutely. Great place. Great for vacationing. Pancake. Look at this. We were only 10 kilometers off and we were only 1 year off. Guys, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Let's go to this next one here. This appears to be Malaysia. I can automatically tell by the flags, right? That's Malaysian. That's the Malaysian flag, I believe. Well, there's a Russian flag there too, isn't there? Yeah, it's Malaysia. It's definitely Malaysia. Um, and oh yes, the Malaysian air flight. Right. Malaysian air flight. What year did that Malaysian flight crash? What year? Because look at this. They're set. Was it 2014? Was it 2014 when the MH370? That's to 2010s. 2014. Okay. So what we're going to do? We're going to go to Malaysia. We're going to go to Kuala Lumpur because I'm guessing, I'm just big city. We'll just assume it's there. And we'll say 2014. Make guess. Oh my God. Guys, we are really doing well. We got right on the year and we were only 11 kilometers off. We got folks, we're on a roll today. Okay. Now watch me ruin it. All right. Here we have Singapore, I believe. Right. No. This isn't Singapore. This building, I know, the Kuala Lumpur, right? Isn't this also Malaysia? Wait a minute. Someone remind me, is this also Malaysia? It is Singapore. I'm an idiot. It is Singapore. Okay. I should have gone with my first guess. Okay, so let's guess. So let's go down to Singapore. Well, I guess right next to Malaysia, right? So we'll go to Singapore. And I don't know the year though of this. I don't know the year. I wonder if we can find the year on this map or this schematic they have. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like early 2000s. Yeah, you're right, Alvin. That's for some reason I recognized it, but I guess I had Malaysia on the brain. Is that so? Oh, hello, Louise. Is that so? Okay. So do we? I don't know what to guess in terms of the. It is Malaysia, Matt Saigai. So I was right, Matt Saigai. It is. I thought this was Kuala Lumpur because this building looks to me like Malaysia. Okay. So okay, good. Whew, oh, thank God I was right. I got a little because I always thought it was in Kuala Lumpur. Okay. So let's do Kuala Lumpur. And I don't know the date. Let's just do 2004. I'm going to go with what you said, J-Mac. You think Shanghai? Okay, you know what, folks? I don't know where it is. I don't know where this is now. Everyone has a different opinion of this. But this building looks like one I've seen before. It might be Shanghai. It does look like it looks like Mandarin. I don't see Mandarin on here. Okay, well, let's just do Malaysia. I'll say 19 because of the ball tower. Oh, really? Okay, you know what? I'm not looking it up. I'm not cheating. I am looking at I'm gonna look up what the no, I'm not. That would be cheating. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, you know what? We'll just do 2004. 2004. I'm gonna guess Kuala Lumpur. Guess. Hey! Oh my God! Except we were 7 years up. We were 7 years. The ball tower, Alvin says the ball tower in Shanghai looks like anal beads. How would you know what those look like, Alvin? Huh? I for one have no idea what that looks like. I have no idea. So I don't know what that looks like. I can't imagine that at all. Anyway, so this was, yes, you were totally right, Matt Saiga. So this wasn't, I was right. I'm so happy. We were only 2 kilometers off, but we were 7 years off. So folks, we need to do better with the year. Okay, we need to do better with the year. I blame all of you. I blame all of you. All right. Okay. Well, JMac, if they don't, you could certainly start a company. Okay, let's go to the next one. God, see, I'm already getting after Darky. All right. Oh, look at this. Where are we here? Is this the UK? Is this the UK? Is this the UK? I see English, but that or is this the US? No, 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 no. I feel like this person I should know. Me too. It does seem kind of British, right? It's got to be the UK, does it? Okay, I thought so. That sign thought screamed UK. So let's assume then that we're in the UK, and this is probably the 1960s or 70s, right? I would say 60s probably, right? Early 1960s. Okay, so let's say 1962. Yeah, possibly early 70s. Shit. Uh, mm, I would say, okay. I don't know, but very good question, Alvin. I don't know what all these boxes are doing here. You know, there are okay, so there are some movies, Something at the Earth's Core. So that's a movie. I don't know when that movie came out though. What is it like Travel to the Earth's Core or whatever that one movie? I don't know. Something theater. Sorry, I'm not trying to look at these people, but there's something theater, something house theater. I'm gonna say London because you think 1970s? Okay, I'm gonna trust Louise here. We'll say 1970s. I'm gonna just put in the middle of London because um okay, you don't think it's 1970s? You know, let's just stick with 1970 and then we'll make a guess and think it's London. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was the 70s and we were only 5 kilometers off. And we were off by 7 years, but damn it, Nino Groove, you were too late. Okay. Uh, but we are not that far. Yeah, it must have been a very bad film, correct. So guys, we are doing very well today. I am very proud of us. I don't have to go cry myself to sleep after this. Okay, okay. This looks like a fun scene. So, um, Berkeley Hotel, Bressa Varner. I'm having trouble telling where we are. Are we in? I mean, obviously, that's the whole point, right? Is this LA or are these Americans? I can't. I cannot tell. I mean, it would have to be. Do we think it's Berkeley? Okay, it probably. Yeah, you're right. It does say Berkeley Hotel. So we're probably in LA. And let's be honest, there's a bunch of police beating people up. Come on. Oh, it isn't? Oh, we're in Berkeley. I'm an idiot. Okay. That's fair. So we're in Berkeley, obviously. Okay. Um, uh, yeah. So we'll just, I'm guessing 1960s, right? Let's be honest. I think we can safely say that this is the 1960s because of all the rioting going on, etc. All those minorities getting all mad for some reason. Okay, that's a joke. I hope you know, folks. Okay. Um. So let's say 70. Now, where the hell? I can't remember where Berkeley is. Would someone remind me? I'm having a mind blank here on Berkeley. It's south, right? Am I foolish? Where the hell is Berkeley? Guys, I know geography. Don't blame me. I don't know where the hell it is though. It's in the East Bay. So like East San Francisco then, right? The Bay Area? Um, oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we'll do Berkeley. We'll say Berkeley, and we'll say 1965? 1965, maybe? Um, no, I know. That's because the reason that America, they were anti-Soviet Union. It really wasn't about solidarity with freedom fighters. Obviously, hey, I support it. I support this that we assisted people over in Poland, of course. But American imperial interests and all that. That was the main reason. Still support it though, just like I support supporting Ukraine. Um, Even if America's interests there are imperialist, if that makes sense, or anti-Russian, I guess. But I'm not a fan of Russia, of course, so I'm okay with helping Ukraine. See what I mean? All right, so let's do I actually think late 60s. Okay, we'll do 1968. Okay, we'll make a guess. Make guess. Okay, we were only off by 1 year, but we were off by 1 year and only 2 kilometers. Guys, has to be one of the most perfect runs, right? Has to be one of the most perfect runs. Okay. There was Clumsy Mumsy. There was the Berkeley ride. So let's see how we did. Oh my God, that is a beautiful number. The number is beautiful. It's a beautiful number. Once in a generation run. Once in a generation run. Okay, guys, come on. The most beautiful run I've ever seen. Okay. I know I'm not. I know I'm really bad, Alvin, at mimicking Trump. And admittedly, Alvin, I take it as a compliment that you think I'm bad at mimicking Trump. Okay, I will gladly always. I'm glad I don't sound like Trump. Okay. Let's continue. Let's play. All right. Uh. Oh well, this is gonna be easy. Look at this. Speaking of the monster himself, look. Look whose face is right here. Yeah, it's a big, beautiful number, right, Clumsy Mumsy? Okay, I'm sorry, Louise, I should say. Okay, all right, speak of the devil himself. Um, Although, I'd be okay with being in hell because I like warm temperatures, so I don't really wanna call him a devil because, I don't wanna hang out with him, but all right. What year I'm trying to see which go around this was. Oh, yeah, this was the most recent one. So this was oh, yeah, that was an embarrassing moment, wasn't it? So this is, 2004? Okay. 2004. Can I do Joe's voice? Oh god, I could try, but I could just, uh yeah, so I'm sorry, not 2004, 2020. Um, I can't do Joe's voice. I can't do Joe's voice, I'm sorry. Okay. So we'll do 2020. Um, I don't know, I was thinking Trump last time Trump ran, but I need to think of when last time Joe ran. Geez, all these Christmas ads are just ruining so we'll do 2020. Do his whisper voice. "Oh, Jack. Whoa there, Jack. And I was talking, I was talking to, I was talking what was that guy? He said, the guy he always told a story about, what is it, fruit? Uh, that guy that he always talked about, like, Fruit Jack or whatever, I don't know, who had the chain. Do you guys know what I'm talking about, or do I sound like a lunatic? Um, Corn Pop, thank you, In Your Groove. Well, I was down there and you got Corn Pop, Corn Pop had a, big chain, and I was like, "Oh, no, here comes Corn Pop." Okay, see, I can't do Joe Biden. I'm really what I should do is fall asleep mid-sentence, then I'd be more like Joe Biden. Okay, let's go on here. So we'll do, 'kay, we'll do 2020. Um, and where do we think this is? New Zealand? Wait a minute, this is New Zealand? This isn't America? I think this is New Zealand. I think this is New Zealand. Look, it says New Zealand right here. I am shocked. I think this is New Zealand. All right. All right. I don't know why anyone would want to celebrate America if you're living in New Zealand. Yeah, oh, I know In Your Groove, but it's like it's still shocking because God knows if I lived in New Zealand, America's the last thing I would think about. Okay, no, I guess you can't really help it because, the global empire dominates everyone, keeps bombing everyone. But like still, uh, so you think it's Auckland? Why do you think it's Auckland? Why do you think it's Auckland, Matt Saigai? Does it say Auckland somewhere? Uh, I know. I wish we could all move to New Zealand. I'm just gonna put it right in the middle of the two islands here. Okay. New Zealand is a major place. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it right in the middle because it could be Auckland, it could be Wellington. I'm just gonna put it right there. We'll get close enough. Let's do it. There's basically only one city with people in it in New Zealand. That's true. Well, isn't it like Wellington and Auckland, right? I'm gonna make a guess. We'll just do it there. God damn these ads. God damn it, Santa Claus. Go back to your capitalist overlords. Oh my God, it was Auckland. I should have listened. I should have listened to Matt Saigai. All right. Regardless, we were the right year. We were just off by about 500 kilometers. That's the worst we've done so far. But guys, if that's the worst we do, I am not too worried about it. Thank you very much, Matt Saigai, for all those little hearts. Okay, I heart back you, Matt Saigai. Not in like a creepy serial killer way. I'm not actually like throwing human hearts at you. I mean, maybe some pig hearts. I'm sure I could find some of those. You know what? I'm digging myself a hole. I'm just gonna shut up. Thank you, Matt Saigai, again. Thank you very much. Let's Oh my God, you're right. I'm doing like a product placement for Coke. No, trust me. I mean, I wish Coke was paying me. I wouldn't accept it, but they are not. Okay, I look like an ad. Like, all right. By the way, don't drink this shit. It's probably bad for you. It's almost certainly bad for you. Regardless, I need some caffeine because I'm tired. All right, so get that money, girl. Thank you. I do need to get that money. Thank you, Pancake. Pancake knows how it is. Pancake knows how it is. Okay. All right. Well, this looks weird. I don't know what the hell this is about. I don't know what the hell this is about. This is a very small image. It's really hard for you guys to see it, I'm sure. Do we see this over here? That's the only image we got. That's the only image we got. This looks like Willy Wonka or some crap. Someone dressed like Willy Wonka. And oh, is this the Kiel? This might be the Kiel Canal. In which case, it's Germany. You know, yeah, isn't that Kiel, like the Kiel Canal? Okay, this might be Germany. Let me go check here. I mean, also, it's kind of funny I said what I said because isn't that like where it happened, or isn't like forgive me, where the hell is this thing? Bremenhaven. Okay, well, 1 second. No, it's not. It's up here. I'm a fool. The Kiel Canal's up here. Am I right? Am I going crazy here? Forgive me. I'm trying to figure out. Up, up, up. Where the hell? On the coast. God damn it. I cannot remember exactly where this thing is. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm an idiot. Here it is. Okay, you're right, guys. Sorry, I'm a fool. Yeah, yeah, okay, absolutely right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Now, does this look similar? It looks similar to me. Like if we were to, yeah, this is guys. Look, this is exactly the Kiel Canal. You can see. Okay, so I was right. This is the Kiel Canal. I can't believe I couldn't remember where it was off the top of my head. Regardless, is there any indication on here where they are in Kiel? You know what? We're just gonna go right in the middle of Kiel. Okay, right in the water. No, we'll go right here. We'll go right here. Okay. Okay, what year do we think this is? What year do we think this is? 1950s? I mean, does this guy have like I don't know. This guy just looks silly. Uh 9. I am not German, okay? Uh yeah, I am not German. I do speak German though. I can read German. My family immigrated from Germany. We're not like really German. We're Americans, but my family immigrated from Germany slash Italy. So we have a lot of German heritage crap that goes on. And because I studied Nazism, I had to know how to read German and stuff like that. But anyway, and I've been to Germany a few times. Um, Excuse me, Dolly boy, how dare you? I may look silly, but that guy looks silly. Like, I know I look silly. That guy thinks he looks cool. That's the difference. Okay, can we guess the year? Are we going to say 1950s? We'll say 1950. I don't remember. When was the Kiel Canal built? I don't remember. Well, we'll just say 1950. Oh my God, J-Mac, how dare you? Uh, uh, oh, well, thank you. It's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's fair. I wish I lived in Europe. I really do. But it's okay. You don't have to acknowledge me as European. I'm still a filthy American anyway. So just kidding. All right. So we'll do make a guess. Here we go. Hey, oh my God, guys. Well, I was really off on the year. I was really, really off on the year. I about 2 kilometers from the center. We were 2 kilometers off, but we were 22 years off on the year. Okay, guys, we gotta catch up here. This is humiliating. We were doing so well, and now every round we make one mistake. Okay, we've been really good at location, but not, and sometimes year. We need to get good at both of them. Okay, so yeah, okay. Oh, just you wait, guys. Allow me. Yeah, I know, right? Allow me to brag. Allow me to brag. As if I would stop myself anyway. Pancake. I am very good at geography. Okay, very good. One time on stream, I tried to name all the countries in the world, and you all know I failed, but I got very close to winning. So, yes, I do know my geography very well. Okay. All right. I'll go to the next round here. Whoop. Here we got. What is this? Jesus Christ. This is New York City, I'm guessing. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. Oh, I don't know. Uh, Definitely New York City. But like where in New York City? Mayfair. Oh, My Fair Lady. Jesus Christ. I see. I don't know if Paul Newman, Lady L, probably near Rockefeller Center. But like the Prestige, there's a lot. Okay. I got to be honest with you folks. I've been to New York several times when I used to live in Boston. I used to go down there just to like wander around, and it's an okay city. It's just not very. I don't think it's very human centric. I just don't like it that much. I got to tell you. I mean, it's fun, but I don't know if I want to live there. Look at the big sign on the right. Maybe a year there. Yeah. Oh, this one. Yeah, 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 yeah. World. What years? Like I can't. I know. Lower East Side. Okay, Lower East Side, 1970s. Okay, let's just do that. Lower East Side, 1970s, because definitely the Cold War is going on. Hey, that's fair, Matt Side guy. I am not. Wait, why are you apologizing? Why are you apologizing? You didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't demanding. Are you crazy, Dolly Boy? Dolly Boy, you can make any demands of me you want. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm being weird. All right, it's not even after dark, and I'm being weird. Let's see here. Let's go to New York City and okay, yeah, this is like the 19. Oh, is it? Okay, let's do 1966 then. I believe that 1966 East Side. Uh, okay, forgive me. Are we? So is this is downtown, right? Near the Rockefeller Center, yes? Jesus, this is a nightmare. Okay. Or this might be Broadway, right? This is Broadway. Let's go. I'm going to say, let's go right here. Yeah, Manhattan, definitely. I'm going to say like right here. Yeah, let's do 1966. Hey, oh my God, guys, we just saved ourselves. Thank you, Louise. That we were only 900 meters away. Okay, 900 meters away, and This is hey, we got the right year. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Amazing. Let's go on. This is in China. Now, I can't remember where in China are we? I've seen this before. I've seen this before. Uh, is this Hong Kong or Shanghai? Can we? I cannot remember which Chinese city this is. I just remember that in one of them there is a statue, like a small little Statue of Liberty. It might be. Well, actually, could be Taiwan. That's a good point. You're right. Yeah, J-Mac, that's a good point. It probably is either Hong Kong. Yeah, you're right, J-Mac. It's probably in Hong Kong if it is in mainland China, or it's Taiwan. Because why would they have a Statue of Liberty there? Okay. Trying to see if there's any sign. I'm gonna guess it is Hong Kong. Oh, that's a really good point in your groove. Hmm. You think Taiwan, Matt Guy? Okay, you know what? We'll go with Taiwan. Because yeah, you know what? I think you're right. It would be Taiwan. I don't know why they would have a Statue of Liberty, even if it's Hong Kong. I don't think they would have it. Yeah, I think you're right. 2010s. Let's go Taiwan here. I don't know. It could be Taipei City, the Bali district. I don't know though, guys. I am like so. Cheese soup. Jesus Christ. Okay. That's right, J Mac. Okay. I'm gonna just guess that. Let's just I don't see the ocean. I see like a river. So I'm going to guess that this is Taipei City or um I don't know. I just don't trust any of this shit. This looks even more. Let's go right here. I don't know if this is anywhere near what we like. I don't know if this is what it is at all, but this kind of looks fun, right? It kind of looks like a fun location. Taipei. So you think it's Taipei and not Taiwan? I'm joking, by the way. Okay. So you know what we'll just do here. I go right here. We will go Taipei City. Okay, we'll just go right here. That's probably where most people live anyway. Well, okay, we think 2010. I'll do 2010. 2010. I know it's a joke, Matt Sly guy. Okay, I don't know why it wasn't that funny. I get it. Okay, we'll do this. Later. You guys think it was later? They have selfie sticks. Don't they have selfie sticks in 2010? Okay, JMac, if you get this wrong, you ruin it for all of us, and I expect everyone in chat to shame JMac. Okay, everyone will. If this is wrong, if he is wrong about this, we all need to shame JMac in chat. Okay, all right. Let's do this. Make a guess. Okay, JMac. Okay, JMac, you were right. Everyone should be shaming me. Everyone should be shaming me. I will say, though, we were utterly wrong because we were actually in Japan. So, you know what I think, folks? I think you're all racists. Why did you assume that those people were Chinese? Okay? You are all a bunch of racists. It's not like I was the one that initially said that. It's not like I am the one that initially said that and said that they must be Chinese. It was all of you. None of you argued with me, so you're all racist. Okay? So that is why I failed. That's why I'm sorry. That was not my fault. It was all of your fault. Okay? That's all of your fault. That was not my fault. It was not because I made an assumption. I did. You're right, J-Mac. I did another racism. Okay, I did another racism. Uh, okay. Dolly Boy. I mean, come on, deep down in your heart, Dolly Boy. I mean, we all know it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. See, that's exactly the problem. Pancake. All right. No, honestly, though, guy, folks, this really looked like I thought this was no, in your groove. Don't say that. You're a heretic. Okay, that's a lie. Okay, what do you mean the wins are centralized and the losses are external? I am not a capitalist enterprise. What do you mean? So, okay, admittedly, I did think that in like Hong Kong, I've seen like images. There's some city in China that has like figures like this. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I blame all of you. All right, but hey, we got at least because of JMac, we were close on the year. So all right, we'll go on. All right. Oh God, another bad image. It's going to be hard for anyone here on screen to see it except for me. Um. Pancake, that's not true. That's not pancake. That's not true, Pancake. That's not true. Okay, I just state facts here. I just state facts. Um, I was resting on my laurels, so I didn't contribute. But you were thinking it, Louise. You were thinking it. You were thinking that's definitely China. It can't be Japan. Yeah, right, Louise. Right. Okay, you were all thinking it. Clearly wasn't my fault. Nothing can be my fault. I'm the cult leader, right? All right. Let's see here. It does look like Europe. Yes, I would agree. But like where in Europe? I don't know. Oh, Haus, Germany. It's German. It's Germany. Um, oh, that's really cool in your groove. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Um, this is definitely Germany. It says Studio House. Um, and it's definitely West Germany because look at all this capitalism everywhere. Um, and uh, now I just need to figure out where. Anyways, I just need to figure out where the hell we are in Germany, though. Like, where are we in Germany? Yeah, it might be. See, it might be West Berlin, but I don't know for sure. Like, okay. Probably because it's probably propaganda photo. Just, I mean, as in to like promote. But I mean, obviously, West Berlin was much nicer to live in a lot of ways. But anyway, um, so let's that's a complicated thing. So we can go to West Berlin here. I see the Nazi. What Nazi in the background? There's a Nazi in the background. I didn't see no Nazi in the background. What Nazi in the background? I don't see a Nazi. Are you messing with me? Oh, God damn it, J-Mac. I hate you so much, J-Mac. Okay. Do we think 1970s? I don't know. Yeah, like she's wearing bell bottoms. Bell bottoms are 70s, right? So let's say 70s. No, trust me, I know. Like I absolutely know that. A pancake. Yeah, that's why I'm like, well, it depends. Um, okay. Uh, all right. So 1970. Let's do 1974. West Berlin. Make a guess. Well, well. Again, folks, why are you all racists? Okay. Why do you think that if a person's language looks German, they have to be German, right? They have to be German. Like, why? What is wrong with you people? This was very clearly in the Netherlands, right? Very clearly in the Netherlands. I could have told you that if you hadn't convinced me that it was Germany, right? This was not my fault at all. Again, you all, just because a people's language looks similar to German doesn't mean it's German. Well, I mean, come on, folks. Why do I have to Why do I? How dare you, Dolly Boy? How dare you call me a Coke advert? Okay, okay. Yeah, you should have Winterlinde. You should have said it. Welcome, Winterlinde. Guten Tag. Okay. This is what you get. I see. Look, and I'm supposed to be able to read German, and I thought that this was German. Okay. Oh, of course it is. Because look, there's two E's. Okay, that's very Dutch. Whatever. So, you know what, Matt Guy? I don't need that. Okay, I don't need that from you. Yeah, you're right. I know white people all look the same, but gosh, folks, you don't need to be racist about it. Okay, okay. Um, Fine, whatever. We were only one off when it came to the year, though. Okay, we were only one off when it came to the year. Let's go to the final score here. Okay, we didn't do as well that time, folks. We didn't do as well that time. I'm deeply disappointed in all of you. Wasn't it great when I did so well the first time, but then like the next time when I was listening to all of you, it went badly? I got you. I got you, Winterlinde. Okay. I got you. Okay. So, uh, Ollie boy. Okay. Just being an ass. Okay. Matt Guy, how dare you? How dare you? Uh, okay. We will unionize one day, and such treatment will stop. Hey, you all can't blame me. I've said it before, folks. If I get rich and famous, I will share the wealth. As a matter of fact, actually, seriously though, for those who haven't joined the Discord yet, you should join the Discord. Every month, I post how much money I've made the month before, so you can all see how much money I'm making. Trust me, it is not much. And then if I ever get rich and famous, gladly, I would like to democratize the Discord and democratize the community. But so that actually is true. That is actually true. But yes, no. But I will tell you this. Um, but I will tell you this though. I will fight while I am the dictator. I will crush any revolt with as much strength as I can. I absolutely will. I'll call in the Pinkertons. I'll call in the FBI. I don't care. So okay. So I'll get some Roy on the pride bits. uh, there you go. Yeah, you can be the Stalin to my Trotsky. Okay, excellent. All right. Okay. All right. Hello, Quiet Crisis. Welcome. So cheese soup. This is a good question. So you know what? Let me put my face up, folks. Let me put my face up. Um, hey, that's fair. Okay. Let me put up my face here. All right. So Soup Cheese asks questions here. Speaking of money, would you ever take sponsors and do advertisements, or would that be against your morals or ideology? It would likely be against my morals or ideology, Cheese Soup. I got to tell you, I don't really want to do ad reads. Now, um, I guess I could imagine scenarios where if it's like, I don't know, if it's like how about this? If it's like a co-op, I could advertise for a co-op. I wouldn't mind too much doing that. I mean, it depends. If you have like a suggestion, let me know. But I don't really want to do ads. Okay. How is getting paid by Google? Oh, that's a fair point, Meowzord. Uh, okay, yes, folks, I would consider any ads, but I got to tell you, I think those who have been around for a while know. I would ask the community first if I said yes to something like that. Yeah. So yes. So soup cheese. Yes, I would say I would consider it. I would have on a case by case basis because I do need to make the money. Right now, I'm making about. I think you all have seen. I made about $1,000 last month, which is about, and that's the week month before that. I made about. Well, I'm sorry. Last month I made about 800. No, about $1,000. The month before that, I made about $800. So in about a year, I'm making about $12,000 a year, which is which is below minimum wage. So if I had to take advertisements to survive, I would do that. Okay. But yes, but I would really be careful about the ads I choose. Um. Anyway, cheese soup. Yeah, that's true. Why cheese soup? Do you have a suggestion? Is that why you're asking? Do you have someone to? Anyway, regardless, though, folks, it is true. I have said previously that, like my mods especially know this. Um, Yeah, that's why I don't want. That's why we're not going to do something like that. That's why we're not going to do something like that. There, uh, uh, pancake. I would not, guys. Like I'm telling you, if I were to take a sponsorship, it would have to be something that is moral, in which there's very little in capitalism that's moral. Okay. Um, don't you dare outer signal. Okay, look at this. See, look, I'm already getting a revolt for even mentioning I would consider ads, but I would, of course, always ask the community first because on Discord. All right. No. Cheese soup. I would not take a Lockheed Martin sponsorship for $5 billion. No, thank you. Uh, no, thank you. I would not take anything from Lockheed Martin for. And come on, would they ever even want to advertise on my channel? Because I'm constantly bashing them as war criminals and talking about how the things they build blow up children. So I really doubt they'd be open to that. Okay, I really doubt they'd be open to that. Matt Saigai, Matt Saigai. Here you are calling me a Zionist because I have a Coke in my hand, and now you're saying that the church funds me. You're all a bunch of monsters. You know that, especially you, Matt Saigai. How dare you? Um, well, in what scenario would they be advertising at all? They advertise on mainstream channels. I'm not joking. They advertise on like CNN and crap. How dare you, Matt Saigai? Okay. Uh, all right. So, guys, you're a monster, Matt Saigai. You're an absolute monster, and Matt Saigai, I hope you fail at getting your PhD. I hope you fail. Okay. Um, yeah, that'd be. I would be okay. I would consider Matt Saigai. I'm gonna lose my mind. Um, uh, oh my God, not you too, Pancake, not you too. You all are a bunch of bullies, you know that? You all are a bunch of bullies. Okay. But yeah, I would consider like doing like local things. Like if it's a co-op or something, I would consider doing that. Um right, cheese soup, right. Right. Yeah, no cheese soup. No, I would not. Okay. Not in a million years would I take sponsorship from the state of Israel. Okay. That's okay. Okay. You know what? You know what? You know, right? They do absolutely do pay well, J-Mac. They definitely pay our politicians really well. At least APAC does. Okay. So, all right, guys. Uh, the there we go. Okay, that was brought to you by Silence. Silence, the jewelry company that's about not making a sound. Okay. Um, So anyway, again, you know what I should do? I should do an advert for a computer company so they can give me a test model so I don't have to buy a new computer because this is becoming really frustrating. How my if I'm sure it's true for all of you. Um, okay, typical Matt Saigai, how dare you? Typical Zionists don't care if anyone is listening to you or not. You just keep blabbering. Okay, all right, you guys. So I'll come back on later. Thank you. Okay. I'll come back on later between 6:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Um, oh, I know. And I will, guys. Like if I get offered advertisements, I will take it to my community and we can talk about it. I won't say no right away. But because I want to make money to survive too. I got to tell you, right? But and it would be better for all of you too, because then you won't have to send shit my way to help me survive. Okay. All right, you guys. Uh, all right, you guys. So, maybe your old school will take you back. Now, Matt Saigai, you're evil. You are evil, Matt Saigai. You are evil. How dare you, Matt Saigai? Matt Saigai. I swear to God, Matt Saigai. Maybe your old school will take you back now. How dare you, Mad Sci Guy? Okay, that was a solid one though, Mad Sci Guy. I appreciate the balls, Mad Sci Guy, to say that to me. Okay, all right, you guys. I'll come back on later between 6:30 p.m. Eastern time and 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. All right, you guys. You all know what I'm about to say. Let's say it. You all know what I'm about to say. Let's wrap up the stream with my final saying here. The first thing I'm going to say is this. Yeah, thank you, Pancake. Oh, by the way, Pancake, I don't stream on Wednesdays. I stream every day of the week except for Wednesdays and Sundays. So I don't stream tomorrow, just to let you know. Actually, I might though. I might end up streaming. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But regardless, let's continue. Yeah. Sunday is the Lord's day, right? Okay, no, an atheist like me. Okay, guys, you all know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. And that includes when you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. See what other people are saying. Don't get caught in an information silo because the easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. Thirdly, we're living in a fascist moment in this country and many other countries around the world. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions. In order to fix that, we need major reforms in this country, major economic reforms, political reforms. We need major reforms in this country, and you cannot stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you like you're a goddamn slug. Don't be a goddamn slug. Don't let the fascists walk all over you. Fight back. We need major change in this country. On the wall behind me is a sword. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. Chainbreaker is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind everyone that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today. Sometimes even putting their lives on the line for some of the gains we have today, some of the economic freedoms, though few they are, and some of the social freedoms, political freedoms, etc. We cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please, please, please do not let their sacrifice go to waste, and always, always, always fight for a better future. And on that note, folks, wherever you are in the world, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are, I will see you all. If you come to the stream this evening, I will see you all then. If I don't see you then, I will see you on Thursday, maybe tomorrow. It depends if I'm in the mood to stream tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye, folks. Bye. Love you all.